G'day, everybody. Welcome back to another week of VCS games. As always, I am everyday caster. With me is Yulwei.
Hello.
How are you tonight, man?
I'm I'm great, I think. Yeah, I'm very keen on seeing the games this week. I think every game matters, except when FTV play against Cerberus. That's a little bit of a goofy one. But everything
I mean,
else,
that'll be a fun game, right? Because there's
I
no
hope so.
stakes.
Sometimes bottom feeder teams against each other are fun. Sometimes it's a little bit of a snooze fest. But with FTV, I think we'll probably get a fun one. But first, we get Flash against EVOS. And this is a super important game, especially for EVOS. We just saw the standings. They are sitting at 5 and 5 and fifth place, 2 games behind. What do you think? Do they have chances of beating Flash today?
I mean, I think they've absolutely got a chance. I still think Flash is coming in as the favorite, but this is not a locked up, guaranteed, no worries situation. If EVOS shows up and plays the game we've seen them play, like last week, I think they looked pretty good. Flash stumbles. Flash loses game one. It's gonna be a 3 game series if Flash wins. So EVOS definitely has a chance.
One very interesting statistic, if you look at the games played for Flash and EVOS, as we are in a best of 3 setting here, teams don't really have the same amount of games played. EVOS has 4 games less this season than Flash. Flash just always goes to 3 games. They are 17 and 11, while EVOS is sitting at 13 and 11. So EVOS's series most of the time are 2 and O's, and Flash's most of the time are 2 and 1. So let's see which team comes out ahead this time. Last time they
Yeah, I mean,
met, it was a 2-1 for Flash. So following the
yeah, I mean,
Flash script.
yeah, exactly. It is concerning for Flash that they do look so weak in game one. So, like we have to, yeah, obviously Flash are one of our top teams in the league, and they end up clutching out most of these series, but they need to wake up and actually come to play in game ones because all it's doing is you lose your safety net.
Absolutely.
And all it takes is one big mistake in a game two, and EVOS can beat you.
Yeah, and we saw
So,
last week being punished by one of the bottom teams. FTV
yeah.
won the series against Flash. Flash did absolutely nothing in game one. Game two looked like the typical Flash. They came back. It was 1-1. We thought, okay, once again, Flash would uh, come away with a victory, even though they fed in game one. But then FTV actually surprised us and took the series away. So it can happen against almost every team. You have to be careful.
Yeah, you absolutely do. Something else we should mention. I mean, I'm assuming because it would be pretty insane if we weren't. We should be on 914. Pretty big change, I think. I think actually a change that can suit the VCS in a lot of ways.
Very interesting patch. If you look at global meta, it's very different in all the different leagues. We have
Very
things
strong.
like Tristana, mid and even top lane popping up in the west. Not so much in the east yet. East is still very, especially Korea, is still keen on picking TK, which is an interesting thing because I thought he was dead. I think most of,
Korea will never stop picking TK. It's
yeah,
just not going to happen.
it's true. It's true. I don't
They
really
could
expect
literally
too
make it.
much.
They could literally like remove TK's passive. Like they could remove all of his spells except for his ult and his W, and Korea would still be like, yeah, yeah, first pickable,
It's a
first
little bit
pickable.
ridiculous. Interesting change in
It's
ADC
absurd.
meta as well. Ezreal is very high priority on this patch. Also a champ that's very Korean. Koreans always like to play the Ezreal. They have a very good Ezreal players, Deft, Teddy, even Prey and Ruler. Many good Ezreal players. I'm not too sure if we'll see too much Ezreal here. It's one of Slater's most played champs, so maybe
Yeah, I was going
Slater
to say
goes back to the
Slater. I was going to say Slater is definitely someone that can bring it out. But we are into the champion select now. Flash on that blue side will have first pick, and they remove Camille. Don't want to deal with that one. I mean, Camille is just still strong. I don't
Yeah.
think 914 particularly and we are on 914, just confirmed by the overlay.
That's an
Um,
interesting ban.
Jace being removed is very interesting. I feel like Jace is not super pervasive now.
Jace always had a big priority on the VCS, interestingly enough, and Stark played Jace the first 2 games he was in. I was not too impressed by his Jace, but
Neither
I
was
guess
I.
EVOS
I
once
haven't I
removed
haven't
this
been super
ability.
impressed, but we'll see how he goes into this one. Also, Thorn having his Elise removed, I think that's a really good decision. You want to take Thorn off playmaking early game junglers, try and force him onto something that takes a little bit more time, especially if you can take away his AP junglers. I'm not sure if Gragas is worth a ban, but yeah, and they do decide
Ooh.
against it. Ban out the Rise? Interesting.
Yeah, Rice got a minor little buff in this patch, but he was already played in the VCS. One of the few leagues that actually likes to play the Rice. We have a few very good Rice players. DR1 is one of them, so I can understand this particular ban on the side of Flash. I thought we would see more Rice all over the world on 914. In my opinion, Rice is one of the strongest team fighters right now. Maybe other leagues still need a little bit of time to adapt, especially.
Yeah, maybe. As we all know, VCS is just, they're so far ahead of the meta. Patch
Obviously,
comes out and day one, their meta shift.
Kaiser first pick is the
Not
way to
too,
go.
yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. Look, I don't know about you, but I don't know if you read the secret patch notes where Kaiser's actually been buffed the last 20 patches in a row. So that's why the
It's
VCS
the
get.
Garena patch notes. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's just different. But it is Renekton being picked up there as the first pick. Renekton is, I mean, he only got stronger on 914. It was a pretty, in most cases, it was a pretty meaningless buff, the shield
What's going
breaker.
on with Thorn? Okay. Interesting
I don't
movement.
know. He's having a good time. He's having an all right time. Nico being picked up as well. That's presumably for Dia.
Yeah, he had very, very good Nico games. And I just wanted to mention Yumi because she's the highest priority champ on this patch. She did not. Oh, I guess not.
I
Uh,
I would have liked the Yumi pick. I don't think you need to lock down Saya that early.
this is a Zaire Rakan setup. Rakan also rose back to priority with the Lux nerfs coming in. One of the worst
Praise.
matchups for him are
Praise the Lord.
gone.
Lux is gone.
Yeah, Slay will not be happy with that change because he was a great
Ding
Lux
dong.
player.
Dead. I'm
Lucian
happy
Yumi
to
for
see.
Flash.
I'm
My,
fine with Lux, just not the bot lane. Lux mid's fine.
I like this for
Anyway,
Flash. Lucian Yumi
yep.
is probably
I
what's
think you should
coming in
pick
here.
Yumi. I think you should pick Yumi here. Just take Lucian Yumi. It's a ridiculously strong bot lane. Clearly, EVOS is considering the Yumi. And they probably pivot to picking Rakan, but Lucian Yumi against Rakan, that's fine. I think you risk having Yumi banned now.
Definitely. Especially as Lucian Yumi is not very susceptible to Zyra Khan engages and 2v2s. So forcing the
Uh,
enemy support on something that's easier to catch out is definitely a good choice for EVOS if they want to go for the Rakan. I don't really see anything that's preventing them from going for Rakan. They can ban out Yumi and Morgana and give their Zyra Khan lane high priority in the bot lane. So I like this
yeah.
pick strategy
Like,
for EVOS.
if you ban out Yumi Morgana now, what do you pick for Flash?
Yeah, you have to get back
Like,
to some tank support, maybe Braum.
do you pick like Braum, which is like not that great, or like Nautilus, who just gets bopped by the Rakan? Like, this is
Yeah,
yeah.
Nautilus into
I
Rakan
really
is a very interesting matchup. Obviously, the stat check goes in favor of Nautilus. If you just want to 2v2
Ooh,
face
I don't
to
know.
face,
Does it
yeah, the Nautilus is so much more
in
tanky.
Lovers Lane? In Lovers Lane though, because Rakan gets the W from Zaya.
And yeah, but if they catch the Rakan, the enemy bot lane can still
Yeah,
burst the Rakan. I
that's true.
personally think it's not as bad a matchup for Rakan, especially if he's able to dance around the Nautilus engage. Then he can
Yep.
actually re-engage and kill the
I'm already
Nautilus.
already a little bit disappointed from EVOS banning out this Azir. That seems like such a worthless ban.
It's a very good
Why
champ
not ban
for
Yumi?
Optimus.
Yeah, but I think
Corki and
targeting
Azir
support
ban.
will like. I mean, that's just saying, hey, Optimus. Like they banned 3 champions away from Optimus here. We're gonna have to see what he can pull out. They also picked the Nico away, so not a great time for Optimus. But I feel like targeting the bot lane, like we outlined, probably was a bit better because the mid lane pool is pretty deep.
I like this jungle focus from Flash a lot. Don't really understand the particular champion bans. I thought, okay, Sejuani is a good ban against Zorn. He has played it 4 times already, and Olaf 2 times as well, but no Nidalee ban, and Silas open as well. Nidalee got a little cute buff, very nice for the VCS junglers. A little bit more clear speed on the Cougar form, a little bit more burst damage as well, but it will be Silas.
Not too surprising.
Only the second
Obviously,
game for Silas for Zorn.
Yeah. Obviously, Silas did cop a pretty big nerf, as that might be
Why?
a
Just
Volibear.
Koyumi.
Volibear gets destroyed by Rakan.
He
Sort
can
of.
cancel the dash.
Yeah, but what can the Volibear really do against? Like,
I
can you
don't
ever
like
get on top of
this
Rakan?
ban.
I don't think this is good. Like, yeah, are we still hyped about Volibear support?
Am
Can
I?
we still get the hype?
I'm
It hasn't
decently
impressed us
hyped
so
to see
far.
What?
Whoa.
Is this Ezreal mid lane? Or is this Lucian mid lane?
It's one of the ADCs is going mid. Obviously.
Usually I'd say Lucian mid lane, especially into things like Corki. He's very good into Corki. But into
But
Nico?
Ezreal Volley?
Ezreal Volley does not strike me as a strong lane. That's very true.
No, it's got to be Ezreal
Oh,
mid, right? And we could see the Poppy coming in.
into the Renekton. That's a little bit of a risky one. You have a
Sort
shield.
of. I
Renekton
mean,
can. That's not a great matchup for Poppy. Really not.
it's not great, but I feel like Poppy shouldn't really die because you can block him coming in with your W, and with now that snaring, for as long as it does, I think she can just walk away.
Yeah, it's true, but she will be
She'll
having a
lose lane.
lot of. Yeah, she'll lose lane by a lot. I think the CS number should not be even at any stage of the game for Stark. He should probably be ahead by 20, 30 CS at 10 minutes because this Poppy can't ever trade into the Renekton. Renekton can just wait for a shield and then break the shield with a new shield break mechanic. And then Poppy's actually pretty squishy, especially in the early game. She doesn't have the highest health totals of all the tanks because she has so many playmaking tools. So yeah, this is just a pick to prevent the top lane dives. It's not for lane at all for but one.
Yeah, and I mean, one thing to point out is 4 champions on Flash have dashes that will be interrupted by
No, Ezreal does not get
Is it
interrupted.
Ezreal's? No, Ezreal's is a blink, of course. I'm talking about 3 champions.
And Lucian struggles a lot against Poppy. Lucian already struggled against old Poppy, but new Poppy will just murder Lucian.
Yep.
As we see, 18.
18 somethings.
Probably the number of. Maybe his age?
Well,
I'm not
no
sure.
way he has 18. Yeah.
He got
Maybe?
18 kills in the Draven game, so that was what
That's
I thought
probably-
the 18 was about.
Maybe?
Or maybe it's also
'Cause there
his
was something
age. I'm not quite sure. I guess it's his age and his number of kills in one game. That was a ridiculous game.
Truly, it is a mystery. I still want to know what his defense per minute is and how many Ocean Drakes he's taken. Those are the real stats.
Oh, they just got hot. Wow. Poor Flash. Poor Flash didn't get the full intro today.
Oh, yeah, true. Wow. That's pretty harsh.
Considering we all last week we had a case where we missed 2 kills because of the intros, I guess it's a fine choice.
I guess the observers were told, like, hey, if they're going towards each other, just cut it. No one really cares about the people's names. They can figure it out.
What do you think of Ezreal mid lane? Ignite Ezreal mid lane into Nico. I've never seen this matchup in the mid lane.
What is going on?
I absolutely love playing Ezreal mid lane. I don't really understand why you would go Ezreal over Tristana on this patch.
I just probably comfort for Optimus is probably what it is. We know how long the VCS takes to adapt to metas. I just don't know. Maybe he hasn't practiced the Tristana enough. I think the Ezreal mid pick is fine. I don't think it's not particularly inspiring, but it's fine. Ignite though, you're not killing Nico.
I guess he wants to kill her. This is really an interesting setup for Ezreal. I think the Tristana in this case would have been a better choice, looking at the meta overall. Tristana mid lane Ignite is very common, and you can absolutely murder Nico in the early game. I played a lot of Tristana this week. I was very successful. It's not hard to play, and it's very easy to win against mages with the Tristana. Her trading windows are ridiculous. The only matchup I struggled a lot with was Cassiopeia because of her grounding and her DPS, but everything else was just stomped by the early.
I have to assume it's just comfort because I agree with you. I think Tristana mid is just better than Ez mid. It's just literally better.
And this is double ADC. We see a lot of double ADC, usually paired with Corki mid or Tristana in one of the solo lanes. So this one is a little bit of curious choice because both ADCs are more of the mid-game ADCs. We can often see the Ezreal go for late-game builds as well with AP or hybrid builds. It's not the typical hyper-scaling ADC plus mid-game ADC. It's two mid-game ADCs for Flash.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely a very interesting tank comp. We're gonna have to see how it turns out. I don't really think the Ezreal fits this team either. Like, it's sort of a very go-in comp.
Yeah, and they struggle if they fall behind a lot. They don't have safe wave clear at all on this team. They have two-shot barrage. It's not enough to clear the waves in the mid-game consistently. So they struggle with wave clear a lot. They have two wave clear ults on the ADCs, but other than that...
Dawn might be in a bit of trouble here. He's spotted.
He knows that he's spotted, at least.
There's absolutely no priority here to come help him. But High's going to come over anyway. CBL gives him a bit of a flip, but no follow-up.
Okay, both supports didn't really want to do anything. Yijin already level ahead and has secured one more camp, but is not able to steal anything away, so Zorn should be able to equalize. Has hit level 4 now as well, both sitting at 24 CS. So this early game for the junglers at least has been pretty even. Early bot priority, as you have already alluded to, as we expect with a Lucian against Zaya early on.
Absolutely. Lucian should be able to shove Zaya in pretty consistently all early game. Not a huge amount that the Zaya can do. But Zorn equalizing the Scuttle Crabs here. Has to use the smite because Stark was walking down. But overall, not real. Don't think he cares too much about that one.
Nope. Dia 1. Last week, I really want to touch on this Nico play because he really had a great week on the Nico. Got multiple MVPs on the Nico in 1 week. It's now his second most played champ, so I think this is a champ EVOS has found, and they have found a lot of success with, at least in the last week. And now they need this win very badly. So I like this new approach from EVOS. Very teamfight heavy, very focused, not around trying anything new.
We've got a little bit of engage in the... Oh, never mind. Diffusers. Sorry about that. Continue your point.
No problem. A little bit of hype play with the Volibear in the bot lane, but in the end it's still the Rakan, and yeah, he's Rakan, so he goes out again.
Yep, but here comes Yijin. There is a ward in that forward bush though, so I don't think he's going to get much done.
If Hai tries to engage, he's dead.
Yeah, he just instantly dies. But
and this is an interesting interaction between...
Oh, the flash! Oh, no. Volley! Oh, it's ugly!
Oh,
come on, dude.
No.
Oh, and Optimus in the mid lane is dead!
Oh, this is a good start for EVOS. This is a very good start for EVOS.
This is a flash game one.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Oh, man. I mean, hitting that, no pun intended, hitting a flash flip on Volibear is the bare necessity, and he's just dead.
Bare necessity. Oh, I see.
No pun intended.
Yeah, obviously not.
Oh, that's bad. And he died on the backswing. I'm not 100% sure how that happened because Thorn didn't do anything.
I mean, it's
He
it's
just showed up.
a bear without flash against Rakan Zaya, so I assume
Yeah, we
they
can figure
just
out what happened, but
they
bit
just got.
disastrous here for Flash. Flash doesn't come back. Oh god, he just got eat on and by.
Yep, nicely done. DR1 once again showing his prowess on this Nico pick.
Yep.
Landed a lot of very good flash ults last week against QG. And once
Certainly
again,
did.
off to a great start. So let's see what CBL did here.
Yeah, he's got caught.
He's not really on top of his Volibear mechanics there. He could have
No.
cancelled the jump early on.
Absolutely could have. And considering he missed a flash flip, which is it's not hard. Just right click on them. This volley bear's looking a bit scuffed.
And
Hasn't
I
got his
think we have seen
rapid fire.
too much Volibear in the
Yeah,
last.
I don't think it's that good. I think you could have just picked Yumi.
Yeah, it's a gimmicky pick that can surprise and absolutely turn around some bot lane matchups. But I don't think you should pick it too often. It's still
Not a mainstay.
no. He does not bring a whole lot at level 6 either. He's only there for the flash flick and in the late game, so I'm not too happy to see more Volibear support.
Yeah, bring out some more Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank's good this patch, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, Optimus
Not
getting
against
engaged on
Rakan,
here by
though.
Thorn. No. Stark actually getting out traded there in the top lane.
Yeah, he's only 10 CS ahead, so a little bit less than we expected to see. Looking at the
I
matchup,
don't think it's going to be. Yeah, it's about 7 or so CS.
yeah, it's one wave. It's one wave. Yeah,
that's fine. I feel Poppy. I think.
It's great for Poppy.
Yeah, I think they're pretty happy.
Very heavily. And this Renekton has not gotten any kills, so he goes for the more defensive build, Black Cleaver first, not the typical acceleration build with the Spear of Shojin we see sometimes for very fat Renektons. Zeros likes to go for that one a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like against Poppy, when you're not getting jungler support, you can't go Spear of Shojin.
Yeah, I guess so. And by the way,
I feel like
he didn't even pressure the Poppy into teleporting back into lane. So now, teleport advantage for the top laner. Yeah, we could see a skirmish around the bot lane.
Here's the engage. But one is doing pretty well here to fend it off. Can Stark find anything more? No, in the end, it's a pretty even trade. And that grass proc with the buckler means but one just about comes out ahead.
Yeah, this is not easy to play for the Renekton anymore. He did not get an early advantage, and now the armor and HP are there for the Poppy to just stand there, take a bit of his damage, and then trade back. As we saw, Buckler, very useful for the grass proc. Ah, finally, that's what you're supposed to do. Thank you, CBL. That's exactly how you use the Volibear.
He knows how it works. So the engage is completely botched down in the bot lane.
If you're not familiar, by the way, with the Volibear E, I'm not sure what it's called. Something roar.
Thunderous roar, I think, or deafening roar. One of those two.
It is able to interrupt dashes and CCs or it prolongs the CC. You can use it either in your Q animation. Most useful most of the time is queuing the enemy over your head and then using the E to prolong the CC and knock them even farther in your team. But you can also just use the E against enemy dashes and cancel them, as we just saw against Rakan. So a very useful ability. They added a little bit.
Nice block. Yeah, well done there by Stark.
But he'll lose the local gold, which is a little bit sad for him.
But one though gets him. Poppy just got absolutely ruined. Yeah, no, that was a bad time. Speaking of Volibear, just while we have a little bit of a lull as Rifthold's is killed. Did you see the... Oh, never mind. No way, goes into the ult there as he was flipped, has to flash away. Culling is used now. The bot lane of EVOS is on half health, but Hive looked for a re-engage and it cost him his flash.
Yeah, a little bit too aggressive posturing there from EVOS. They can't really stat check the enemy bot lane because there's too much HP, too much HP regen as well on the Volibear. He can just tank forever, and then Slater very strong early on the Lucian in early trades as well. So
I feel like if you're gonna try and engage on this bot lane, you basically have to ignite the Volibear if he has passive. It's just so much healing.
yeah, I think you probably don't want to go for the Volibear anyway.
Yeah, but I still think you still have to. Otherwise, he just stands in front of you and says, "Sure, like
I
I'm just
mean,
gonna
you have
randomly soak damage."
feathers. You have feathers and Rakan. You can actually turn on the ADC if you hit everything. So I think that's what they wanted to do. The Volibear with passive and aftershock. I wanted to say it's very hard to kill.
It's true. But as what I was going back to say is, so obviously Volibear getting reworked in the mid future, as but one should be able to get away here, no worries. You seen what his passive is looking like it's going to be?
No, I've no idea.
That's the passive is the only thing they've talked about because it's like very early stages. He can't get stunned.
What?
So a
Excuse
stun
me?
is instead translated to a slow, and it's more of a slow based on what the stun was. Oh,
That
but one could be in a little bit of
sounds
trouble here,
ridiculous.
and yeah, but one is actually going to live. Really nice stopwatch there, and he gets away on like no health. Optimus going every which way and goes down in the end. It doesn't matter. But one, you got to get out of there.
Yeah.
Hit the legs. I know they're short, man, but get him going. Oh, he's in so much trouble.
Oh,
Can he
that
do
was
anything?
so nice.
Oh. He did his absolute best there, but in the end, Gragas chases him down.
I mean, in the end, it was still a mistake. He could have just run in the first place.
I don't think he expected the repeat gank, but
What he
he
did there
definitely
was
should
very
have.
cool. He was able to dodge the initial cask, but Gragas has enough damage to kill him anyway. And now they gave over a lot of gold, actually. Look at the gold totals for Flash. They are 2k ahead. Top lane turret was the first turret of the game to go down. And now the jungler and top laner are a little bit ahead on the side of Flash.
Yep, that they absolutely are. So far, looking pretty good for Flash. They've got this 2k lead, but they need to keep this going. As we said, this is a double ADC comp without a Corki, so they don't really have too much going on in the late game. They really need to make this happen in the mid.
Yeah, I think the team composition for EVOS is way easier to execute in late game 5v5 stages. You have Rakan looking for. Wow, that was risky for later. Whatever. You have Rakan looking for flanks, maybe even looking to wait in the enemy jungle for the perfect flank position. We've seen some Rakans pulling off ridiculously far away flanks. We have a very strong front line. There's a lot of ults you can steal for the Sylas. You can go for Stark's ult for a little bit more tankiness. Optimus is the damage ult #1. Slater even is a good ult to steal.
Of course, worth noting that this is 914, so even at level 16, Hijack still has that 1 minute cooldown.
Yep, very good
So
point.
I was only getting one ult per team fight now.
Which is
A little
what
bit
it
more
should
fair.
be. Because more than one ult per team fight is pretty broken. It was pretty
I mean,
broken.
I think I agree. I think it was cool, but it was kind of unbalanceable.
I mean, this champ is still unbalanceable, I feel like.
Oh,
It's a
completely.
little
I
bit
think
better now.
I feel like people since like for ages have been saying, how cool would a champion that steals other people's ults be? Yeah, people have been saying that. They didn't make it for a really long time. It was a really bad idea. And then they eventually did it. It was a really bad idea.
Yeah, he's a cool champ, but it's sadly very, very hard to balance. That's for sure.
Silas will never be just like a tier 2. Yeah, you pick him some. He'll either be almost always picked or just never picked.
I think
But
they gave him
down
too
in the
much
bot lane,
mobility.
speaking of Silas, there's actually a bit of a huge rumble here, but it's a 1-for-1 so far. Both supports go down. Yijin, though, gets locked up by a very, very nice ult from Dia1.
Yeah, and we once again saw the struggles of High in this matchup with the Rakan. The Volibear once again thwarted his engage, and he was not really able to do anything. Went down in the end. Didn't have his flash available, so would have lived with a flash. In the end, still a 2-for-1 for EVOS, and they are closing the gold gap a little bit, but are still behind because of the gold in the top lane.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, it is actually worth noting that in the
Look at
top
High.
lane, yeah, he did not have a good time. One thing worth pointing out there is that despite the fact that But One's died twice, Renekton's got no bonus gold.
Yeah.
He has not participated in the kill.
No, but he got the solo gold for the first hit, I think. So 600 over
Also,
two.
Yulwei,
Yeah.
you just have a look just slightly to the left of Ezreal's portrait. You just tell me what you see.
Oh no! Oh
Above the
no! Optimus, why? What have you done? Yeah, Hex Slash Ezreal, obviously the best choice you could make. What?
What? What? What?
That's such
What
a
is the
waste of
point?
gold. He could have
What is the
gone for
point?
the free boots, but instead
Yeah,
he wants
like
to go Hex Flash
you
because
could have gone for anything. What are you doing with Hex Flash on
uh,
Ezreal?
that's an Optimus
Oh,
move if I've ever
he
seen
went
one.
for a play here, but oh no. Unfortunately, my stream froze right as that Greg Assault came out, so I don't actually know what's
The
going on, but it
Volibear went
doesn't.
down, very uneventful in the end because Volibear just died and nothing really happened. Very nice
Uh,
cast from Zorn to catch the Volibear right into the feathers. He got the kill, a little bit unfortunate. I would have liked the kill on No Way, but he's 2-0 anyway, so.
yep. I mean, so far this
Yujin,
is looking
you
pretty
don't want to be there. You really don't.
good. Injured. I mean, he's got his E to get out, but I don't know if going in at all was a little bit bold there, Yujin. So despite the slight gold lead that Flash still has, they are, 1.2k gold up, which is still good. I think this is transitioning to EVOS looking a little bit better. Their comp, I think, is a lot easier to execute, as you very correctly pointed out. And with two Drakes, that gold lead means a little bit less. So
Yep.
obviously, the stats you get from an Infernal Drake aren't reflected in the gold.
And I don't think either team is conscious of or does know what the gold lead looks like right now. Because in the game, you obviously don't have a gold lead thing. So you don't know what the gold lead looks like. And if you just look at the plays and how the players feel, because EVOS's players should feel better, they got more proactive kills. They got the dragons, so they probably feel like they are in the lead. Interestingly enough, they're actually not almost 2k behind. But it's almost
Yep,
everything is around the top lane. So bot side is still ahead. Mid lane is still ahead. Ezreal is probably even in gold still with his kleptomancy. Not something you really account for either. You always think, okay, I'm 202 over the Ezreal, even in CS. I should be ahead in gold. It's probably
not.
even, but
Plateau. Really well designed rune.
yeah,
Uh,
the bane of the
I just
existence
I
of
don't like
melee top laners.
I just don't like the RNG on it. It feels so bad if you never get gold, and it feels so bad if you go against someone and you just press tab every few seconds. It's like, oh, he's got another one. Cool, cool.
I
That's
have to
fair.
say, I don't feel like Klepto is actually that great a rune. For champs
No,
that can use any other rune, I think other runes are better.
yeah, I agree with that. I think it's good for punishing certain matchups. Like
Yep.
I kind of like going like that Klepto LeBlanc if you're in a matchup where you can poke for
Really?
free, but you're never gonna, or if you're never gonna be able to kill them, right?
But why
I
did
think
you pick
sometimes it's
LeBlanc in
good.
the first place then? I mean,
I would also agree with that. Like I don't think you should ever blind pick LeBlanc, but I think if you blind pick LeBlanc and you get into a situation where you're against someone that you can poke but not kill, you should go Klepto.
maybe,
But
maybe. I think
I also do
Electrocute is
very much agree.
super valuable on LeBlanc, so you probably need around 2,000 gold from Klepto in the late game to make up for not having the wow,
Oh, but
interesting
one's in
flash
a lot of trouble
direction.
here.
That
Ooh.
was super nicely played.
That was really well done, dude. All right.
But
Is
one
this
has his poppy mechanics down. He's rivaling Rika for cleanest poppy on
yeah,
the
I was about
VCS
to
right
say,
now.
is this the new Rika? CBL gets the flip onto him, but no follow up. Poppy's way too tanky. You don't want to engage onto that. Interesting. Definitely interesting. I'm keen to see more Poppy. I love Poppy.
Absolutely. Poppy is always fun to see. She's one of the tanks that still has a lot of interesting mechanics and interesting skirmish potential in the 1v1 as well as in the 5v5, obviously, and even in smaller jungle skirmishes early on. She has a lot of
Yep.
CC, and her damage can be quite nice as well,
Yep.
especially if you
She's also
recur and go second item Trinity Force.
please don't do that. Uh, please don't do that.
Yeah, look at her. She's pretty comfortable in the game. 40 CS down, but that's not too bad. She's still at 180 at 22 minutes, which is absolutely fine for a top lane tank that lost a turret. So,
Yep.
yeah, looking like she will be able to scale into the later stages of the game. Let's talk about the next few minutes. What will happen in the next few minutes here?
There's an Infernal coming up, which is pretty important for Flash. They really want to equalize the Infernals. Um, I think Flash has the impetus to at least have. They don't necessarily have to go for Baron, but they should definitely have control over it.
Yeah, and
In terms of
looking at
like,
the
pretty much
items right now, Flash is in an advantage in pure 5v5. That being said, their positioning around the bot side or their vision control, especially around bot side, is very bad right now. Don't really have a whole lot of established vision around the river or the dragon. So Sawn will go ahead. No, he does not. The dragon is not even spawned, so ignore my point. I thought Sawn would just try to solo the dragon, but the dragon is not even there, so that would be a very
That's
hard
all right.
move to pull
I
off.
mean, maybe that's the compensation buff Silas gets, is he can start objectives 30 seconds before they actually appear. That'd be pretty nuts.
It would
Oh man,
be. I'm not sure how that would be animated. But
I don't
looking
even
at
I don't even
Mordekaiser
know if
ult,
that
I
would
guess we don't animate things anymore.
yeah, exactly. I don't even know if that actually be that good. Oh, Yejin, you're dead. Goodbye.
Yeah, this is very
Just
bad for
over.
Flash. Now they don't have that
These are
jungler for the second Infernal Drake, so this one should be pretty free for EVOS. Slater's not even interested in trying to contest. Wow, that was
I
close.
don't think you can. How do you? That was really close.
Star.
I think we might be. I think we might be a second or so out of sync. Optimus though, getting engaged on here should be all right though. Misses everything.
Yeah, Stark.
Stark is really deep. He's just dead. Not a
Yeah, I'll
good
stop at
play out of him at
24:10
all.
now that the play ended.
8, 9, 10. Sorry about that, everyone. I did have a little bit of lag before. My internet's been really bad today. Took me 19 hours to download a game. That was fun.
That's not great.
No, it really wasn't. I was really keen to play it as well.
And this team fight might have sealed
Slater
the
has
deal,
to flash.
by the way, for this game. Because now No Way is sitting on his 2 crit items, and now they've bridged the gap on the mid game for the Zarya. So the big item advantage that was there for the Flash's ADCs is now not there anymore. We've talked about EVOS' team comp being easier to execute.
CBL's just dead here. Almost
Might be
certainly.
able to flash
Flashes.
out. Yeah.
He does flash out, but Volibear without a flash, like he's very useless now.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
He's pretty much. I mean, the one thing he can do is deny the Rakan engage, right? We've seen him do that a few times this game, but
Poppy.
It's definitely.
Yeah.
It's definitely
I'm
not what you.
quite sure how it looks like if when he denies the Poppy. That will be a very interesting animation. Because the Poppy's jump is very, very quick.
It would be very hard to interrupt the Poppy.
Yeah, that's true.
So we have to see if he can even do it. Because yeah, as you said, Poppy, she's got some legs.
Yeah, and with the Yordles being very strong right now on TFT, Poppy is there to represent the origin on the Rift as well, and doing very well so far.
Hey, next patch, TFT, whole new origin getting added. How exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jinx coming in. I love Jinx. So
I really
anyway,
hope they changed the origin bonus, because right now it looks a little bit wonky.
It's the turns off items, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please don't add RNG to this game.
Yeah. Also, like, I don't actually think that's like it has potential to be super good, like shutting a carry down, but as you said, You don't want more RNG in TFT, do you? It's already got a lot of
Nope.
RNG. I still enjoy TFT. I'm not taking it particularly seriously, but it's fun.
Same here. Back to the game though. What are we looking at right now? A little bit of a gold lead for EVOS, a really big scaling lead for EVOS as they have double Infernal Drake and the better scaling comp in the first place.
Yep.
This
I mean, the fact
is
of the matter
probably
is,
a Flash game one because I don't really see them coming back.
I mean, the only reason Flash is even remotely close in gold is because of top.
Yeah, now it's top lane
but
Renekton.
But top lane doesn't matter. Like, yeah, Poppy is miles behind in gold. Yeah, but it's Poppy.
Yeah, she's still better in team fights. And look at this.
Stark is dead here. He's
wow,
just
how
gonna
did
get
it not
absolutely
connect?
busted.
That was a little bit strange.
Trying it. Yep, but burns the stopwatch.
Seriously,
for
Stark?
absolutely no
Seriously?
reason. He just took 600 gold. He held it up and just went, I don't want this.
I mean, he just pressed FF pretty much. Like, why would you ever do that?
Like, sometimes you do that to buy time. Like, if his team had started Baron or something and he wanted to buy 3 seconds, sure. That wasn't happening, though. That was literally just pissing a stopwatch away.
Oh,
not good. Not good at all. I haven't been impressed by Stark yet.
He had one very good Aatrox game, or maybe even two. He's still 100% win rate on Aatrox. But on carries, I really don't like Stark. I really think he's not a good carry player. I know all the fans. I know you hate me right now because Stark is a legacy player and he's great.
Let's be honest. The Vietnamese fans must despise us because we both want Zeros to be sub because we want Yoshino. And we don't like Stark very much. I mean, the Vietnamese fans, no wonder we're never getting lobby access. We go against everything they stand for.
Yep. I'm not particularly impressed with Stark. I wasn't even impressed in Spring Split, and I think he's probably better than Taurus, but not by a whole lot. But yeah, looking ahead, maybe even to game 2, even though the gold lead has shrunken down to 700, it's still a ridiculous advantage in 5v5. There's no way Flash really does anything. Now third Infernal for free over to EVOS. No way to equalize the stat advantage, and there's not another Infernal spawning. Thank you, VCS, for updating.
Yep, and we do finally have a mountain coming up. It's always nice. Got to get the VCS Drake in. I do feel like this would take a pretty colossal mistake from EVOS to lose because, again, the gold lead, 1k gold lead, you might say, well, that's actually really close. It's not, though, is it?
It's really not. Rakan on pure defensive itemization sits at 47 AP. You know.
Oh, but one, that was awful. Oh, he's gonna. Oh no!
Stark.
Did you see that?
Why did you flash? That was not the greatest display of skill on either side.
Did you see the Poppy ult?
Yeah, it was not great. Poppy ult is hard to land, to cut him some slack.
That was a poopy
It's not
ult.
easy to land. The ult is...
It isn't point blank range.
It's still hard
That was a poopy ult.
It was not a great ult. I agree.
Oh, that's a bad look there. But in the end, it's not going to matter very much. But one just needs to make sure the tower doesn't get it down. Let's watch this again.
So, does he break the shield? Yeah, he broke the shield. Nicely done. Now the ult is by the way, look at the flash. Stark, why did you flash?
I think
there was a whole minion wave focusing the Poppy.
Yeah, definitely not. Yeah, Stark not allocating his resources particularly well this game so far, but still picks up the solo kill.
But
not a particularly.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a name!
What
a great name!
Apparently, 2 can play at this game. But one. A little bit hard to say that one into sentences sometimes. But Baron now being started up by EVOS, they don't care that their top laner got solo killed. Oh, never mind, off they go. Change their mind.
They want to stop this 4-1 phase because Poppy, as we see, will struggle against, as we saw, I should say, struggles against the Renekton in the side lane. They should look more proactively for a team fight, in my opinion. They have enough items to team fight right now. They would really like to see no way on 100% crit, but it's not a Sivir, so she doesn't really need to go 100% before you can team fight. So I'd like to see them try to look for an engage, maybe another flash ult from DR1, followed up by Butt1 and Zorn.
Yep. Yeah, I very much agree. We do need to see EVOS just put the pedal to the metal a little bit. Again, they do outscale, but the gold lead is constantly shrinking here as Flash tries to find their way back into this one. I mean, this could be another solo kill here. Stark goes over the wall, trying to get towards Butt1. Shouldn't be able to, though, especially not with the Poppy W still being available.
Yeah.
Yeah, Butt1 does just walk away.
So now he's level 18. He will not get any stronger on the Renekton. 3 items completed. The next item is just cosmetic. It doesn't really do a whole lot for the Renekton anymore. Flash needs to fight as well.
Cosmetic?
Flash needs to finish the game in the next few minutes. They need to get... Maybe they wait for EVOS' mistakes, but the scaling is not in their advantage. It will not get any better. And 2 more items on Poppy, and Poppy will win the 1v1 in the side lane.
It's just going to get harder and harder to punish mistakes, though. As the game goes on, it's going to have to be a bigger and bigger mistake from EVOS before they just... Yeah, maybe they do make a mistake, but it doesn't matter because they're so... Like, they're just outscaling so hard that... What are you going to do, Flash?
No way has now finished the second crit attack speed item, sitting on 100%. He's very, very strong on the Xayah right now. A lot stronger than the Lucian on the enemy team, who hasn't even completed boots.
Yeah, that's a bit interesting. Maybe he just wants to have... Hive throws himself in there. There's that Lucian just getting absolutely destroyed. Hive might go down on the backswing, but it's not going to matter, though, because it's another kill being picked up. CBL goes down as well. That's 3 kills now for EVOS. Make it 4. Stark, the only man left alive. Ooh, yeah, that looked a little bit too easy.
Nicely done. No way, very assertively positioned there.
No way. Absolutely shredded.
Yeah, I liked High's engage as well. Not quite sure why CBL was, again, not able to thwart the engage. Will they look for the win here? They have 1 minion to break the backdoor bonus.
They have a TP. They have a TP as well.
Should be enough time. Should actually be enough time to just straight out win the game here. Yeah, Nexus is open. Very anticlimactic finish, but in the end, we all expected EVOS to finish this first game with their scaling advantage and their very strong Xayah. Nicely done. I liked how they played this one. Pretty clean from EVOS' side.
And yeah, Flash, overall, very well.
It was game 1 Flash, so can we really say anything about them?
I mean, they really need to do something, right? I don't know why they keep losing again. Very true.
And don't pick Volibear if you can have Yuumi Lucian, one of the strongest 2v2 lanes. Like, I think the biggest issues with Flash in this game were definitely in the drafting phase. I think their gameplay looked okay. Optimus on the Ezreal, not great. DR1 murdered him in the mid lane. Ezreal had 0 game impact. I even forgot Ezreal was even in the game because he didn't do anything.
Yep.
Not the greatest look for Optimus. He's a very swingy player, interestingly enough. He sits atop the MVP standings in the official broadcast, but he has a lot of bad games. I don't think he's actually a legit MVP contender, because he has so many bad games as well. He has great games, pop-off games, but...
Yeah, I mean, I think that kind of says a lot, though, in that when he does perform, he performs really well, and his team wins. But if he has an off game, they just lose.
Yeah, he's a very important player to his team.
Absolutely.
Oh, God. What's going on here? By the way, no, I wanted to ask you about the MVP. It's not that easy for the first game, in my opinion.
I think it should be the bot lane. One of the two.
Maybe Dia is... I mean, Zorn and Dia had great games as well. Zorn ended with a game with something like 5-0-3, 5-0-4 or something.
Yeah, actually a good point. Thorn did have a really good.
Dia
He
1
also
solo
Thorn
killed his lane opponent.
yeah, Thorn also massively snowballed top. Wait, no,
Snowball top?
sorry.
No.
Sorry, I've got that backwards. Sorry, that was Yujin. I've got it backwards. Ignore that. Thorn didn't do anything top.
No, he ignored top, which is fine if you have
Yeah,
a Poppy,
which was
so
a good decision.
yeah.
I completely had. For some reason I was thinking. I'm not sure where I think Dia maybe is a candidate.
I think we have 4 legitimate candidates here in this game, and we have to lock down one. Who had the most
It is
game
hard.
impact? I think if you look at the whole game, I might lean towards Thorn. But I want to give it
Yeah.
over to No Way as well. I think he had a very good game as well.
Yeah. It's tricky. Hey.
It's very
Uh,
tricky. Suggestions, chat? What do you want to see?
Chat. MVP. I think maybe we just lean on KDA and stay Thorn.
Yeah,
Think we
why
take
not?
the
In the end, we have to
easy
decide,
way
right?
out.
And he had the best KDA
Yeah.
from all of them, out of all of
Take the
them. So
easy way out.
let's go with the official broadcast's way. So
Yeah.
okay, Son locks down another MVP, his 7th MVP, so he ties Artifact as #1 on our leaderboard. If he gets the official MVP as well, I think he ties for first place as well. So overall, highly praised player here in the VCS.
Yeah. I think we were very, very impressed with Thorn early on. He had a little bit of a drop off at some points, but he's still a very good jungler.
Yep. And I think we'll be back in roughly 5 minutes for the second game to see if Flash can do anything or if EVOS is able to continue the win streak and get one step closer to playoffs.
Boy.
Welcome back,
Welcome
everyone,
back.
to game two. Oh, sorry, yeah.
All right,
Welcome back from
sorry.
both of us, apparently.
We're
Um,
just so keen.
yeah, we just want to see game two, as we had a little bit of a pause, as always. And EVOS locked down the first game victory to no one's surprise, because it's Flash, and Flash never wins first games. Will they be able
Make
to
it.
come back in game two, though?
Can Flash just save us a little bit of time and just make a deal? Like, just go to the VCS and say, "Look, lads, let's just start 40 minutes later. Just start the enemy team with a win. It's cool."
It's actually
Yeah.
ridiculous how many first games they give up. Someone gets the MVP
And also,
officially as well.
like, can someone just take Optimus aside, sit him down in a quiet room, and just ask him what blackmail Hex Flash has on him? Because he runs it too much.
Hex Flash LeBlanc, Hex Flash
Hex
Nico,
Flash
and now Hex
is
Flash
real.
Ezreal. I think Hex Flash
That's
Ezreal
the
is probably
worst
the most
part.
egregious one so far.
Why?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I have no idea. Hex Flash Ezreal is a little bit of a mystery. The Ezreal overall was not a great pick. I still think Tristana would have definitely done better there. It's not really an Optimus champ, I have to say. He's more known for his control mages, very good on Azir, very good on Corki. Both were banned, so nice adaptation from EVOS, you have to say as well. I'd
Yeah.
like to see him back on a control mage, maybe something like a Syndra for more lane priority as well. He didn't have any game impact in the last game, so let's see if Flash can step it up in the second game, or if EVOS gets another 2-0. And if they win this one, they're only one series behind, and that would be...
Yeah, they really want. Exactly. EVOS will be absolutely within striking distance if they win this,
Yeah, this week
and it
is
would be
the
very,
most
it'd be
important
a big
week
stuff.
you can ever imagine for EVOS, because they play today against Flash, and then they
Yep.
play against Loki on Saturday. So two teams right above them in the standings. If they go 2-0 this week and Loki loses against DBL, which is very likely on Friday tomorrow, then they are actually suddenly in playoffs. So could definitely happen. Evo is still definitely not out of playoff contention. They need to lock down this series though. They need to win against Flash. Starting off with another J span against Sark.
Yep. I mean, just if that's his comfort pick, which so far has been a little bit demonstrated with where Flashes like to put him, may as well just take it out. Nico banned away from DR1. I think considering how well he's been playing on that champion, that's a very good decision there by Flash.
Absolutely.
And I hope they pick a control mage like Azir or Corki in the first three picks. Otherwise, I think the second round bans will be very, very familiar. Azir actually removed early, though, a nod to that potential.
Yeah. And looking at the Flash bans, it's very interesting to see they completely go counter ban against the first, or what EVOS played in the first game, I should say. Two bans that the Pop ban is a little bit of an interesting one, because Poppy actually did not give them a whole lot of problems. Nico, I think, is a very good call. Azir banned now, but one might try his hand again at the Renekton. Not a big fan of but one on Renekton either. There's a very, very famous
Uh,
game against a particular top laner on DBL's side.
don't ruin the man's life. But no, they will pick up the Silas with the first pick. Not too surprising there. Sorn had a really good game on it, and it's a super strong jungler, so why not first pick it?
And look at
And
how
see
different
what's
the meta here in VCS is for 914. Silas first pick. No Yumi, no Ezreal,
yeah.
no Tahm Kench. This doesn't even look like the same patch if you look at LCK games. It's very surprising how different regions read
I mean,
the different.
VCS and LCK are never going to play the same
Yeah, it's true.
things, right?
It's true.
And I don't necessarily think either it has to be a wrong meta read from either of them. It's just LCK plays a completely different style
That's
to the
fair.
VCS. I'd like to see some Kled. Where's my Kled?
Yeah, and I just want to touch on Kled because Kled is very good into Aatrox. He was already a very strong counter
Why?
pick into Aatrox before 914 hit, and now he destroys Aatrox. So I
He,
really want to see the Kled.
I agree. Yep. With the grievous wounds on that Q, That's a bad time for Aatrox. It's a real bad time for the Aatrox. So, what is this Kai'Sa pick so early? Oh, don't pick the Renekton. Just
It's
don't.
later. I mean, Renekton is a good pick into the Aatrox as
Yeah,
well.
but it's not. Is it a good pick into but one?
I mean, both top laners have not really impressed us so far. I think this is
Yeah,
definitely Stark's best champ on Aatrox so far, and
I
let's
agree.
see if but one can do something against them. And yeah, there's Zarya coming in for EVOS once again as well. Rakan is still open. There is still Yuumi. I have no idea where Yuumi went. Yuumi is still the strongest
Yeah,
support in the patch. Please just pick Yuumi.
it really seems like Yumi's been caught in a possum trap or something, and animal control's got her. Someone please go pick the cat up because I'd like to see her a little bit.
Yeah, and CBLs is a very good Yuumi player. I'm a little bit confused. The Team Flash doesn't want to go for the Yuumi. Usually it gives their bot lane a lot of priority. Yuumi Kai'Sa into Zyra Khan, though, is probably not the greatest call. Maybe they ban out the Rakan this time. Hai
I
didn't
mean,
have
I
the
think
greatest game ever on the Rakan, but it was okay.
I don't understand picking Kai'Sa this early.
It's
Like, okay, if
VCS.
you want to pick Kai'Sa because Slater, sure, but you don't need to use your first rotation on it. It's not going to get picked away, and if it does, who cares?
Yeah, right. Last time someone picked away Slater's Kai'Sa, he answered with a Draven and went 18-2. So I would not be scared to give away the Kai'Sa as Flash.
I don't understand it. The Kai'Sa priority out of Flash, I mean, out of the VCS in general, but particularly Flash, just does my head in. It's some real, like, galaxy brain
And this
expanding
ban
mind.
is apparently Galaxy Brain as well, because what is this Nidalee ban? Explain. Yeah, indeed. What's going
Brain
on with the Nidalee ban?
exploding. I have no idea. Silas is locked in, man.
And the top laner is locked in as well. Like, he could probably play Sylas mid lane. We've seen it a little bit. It's
Do you
okay into
really want
Corki.
to?
No, you
I don't
don't.
think.
Especially
Whoa.
as you have a
Okay,
super.
okay. Apparently, Flash knew what was up because that's a
It's
Sejuani
Galaxy
hover.
Brain. I mean, we were not wrong. It was.
Yeah. I guess they must be scrim partners and they knew this was coming. This is likely Silas in a lane. I mean, it could be Sejuani top
Could
Renekton
still be
mid, but
support
that's really
Sylas, the Palette special.
yeah, also true. The DBL special. We're not going to know. Oh, there's the cat. Someone picked her up. Good job.
Nice.
She gnawed her own leg off and got out of the possum trap.
So I
My
don't
cat
really
did that.
agree with the
That's a
Sylas
thing
mid
that
lane,
happened.
but other than that, the comp is great. This is very, very good 9.14 comp from EVOS.
Yeah, this is the Silas mid is weird. I don't feel like you had to do it. Ooh,
Ooh.
beat boot boys. Here we go. Blitzcrank coming in.
And this is a little bit of a strange pick right now, because there's no shield really in the enemy bot lane. Usually Blitzcrank got a lot of he gained a lot of attention and win rate against shielding bot lanes. He's very,
Yep.
very good against something like Janna. Who else has a big shield? He can be
Tom
very good
Kench.
against Nautilus. He is very, very strong against Tahm Kench. Yuumi Zarya. I'm not too sure if you actually do a whole lot as Blitzcrank against Yuumi Zarya.
Yep.
You get the 2-for-1 special with if Yuumi is on top of Zarya. But Yuumi could also, if she wants to go very risky, detach, get grabbed, and then immediately W back to Zarya. We'll have to see how Hai plays this Yuumi against Blitzcrank. This will be a very interesting bot lane to watch.
I mean, I feel like if Yumi gets hooked, she doesn't double back.
Probably not. Yeah, you're probably
Like,
right. She's probably dead.
You just get knocked up, and Kai'Sa just goes, "Oh, Blitzcrank, you've done this. I'm just gonna hit Q and get a kill." That's all Kai'Sa really has to do.
Yeah, as we can see, Corki, one of the best champs for Optimus. We said in the last game that he should go back to his control mage. This Corki, I mean, technically he's an ADC, but let's be honest, he's a control mage, and
Yeah.
it's one of Optimus's best champs.
Absolutely. Optimus on the Corki is a force to be reckoned with. Unlike Optimus on Ezreal, that's definitely not a force to be reckoned with.
Hey, it's a sample size of one, so we can't be sure. Or maybe he pulls out the
Yeah,
Ezreal
but
in the final again and then stomps the
he
enemy
runs
team.
Hex Flash. He runs Hex Flash. He's not a good Ezreal.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I don't care. He runs Hex Flash.
I looked for straws, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, so far, not any action in the early game. No one going for any invades. Oh, I tell a lie. As Flash is absolutely going for an invade, which makes sense. You've got the crank. Could potentially get... Oh, no way. You've got to be careful.
Neither of them knows where the enemies are.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, this could be very successful and great. Oh, they might actually look for a blind pull over the wall.
Yeah, they could just go for this. Oh, God, if High gets hooked. Oh, no, here it comes. Blitzcrank, who are you going to go for?
Corki's here as well.
The flash has been used already by Sean Optimus, and no way he does get hooked. He has to flash over the wall, but Slater with the flash follow. Oh, my God, look where Slater is. If he gets first blood, goes so deep.
What
Good
a start for
Flash.
Flash. Very creative approach. I like the cornering from Optimus from the top side, who waited a lot and then still flew in. Oh, no way, just teleported back. You should pick up your cat.
Yeah, that
He
was
forgot
pretty
his
rude.
cat. Oh no, the cat is
left
slowly
the
walking
cat
back.
left the cat at the cattery.
Did you know that Yumi has... What was that very interesting freeze? Looked cool though.
That was really cool. Like when Aatrox stopwatches sometimes.
Yeah.
Just up in the air, having a great time.
Did you know that
So what was
Yumi's
your
base movement speed is higher than Zaya's?
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Zaya is slow.
Yeah, Zaya is really slow.
Here we see this again. I don't know if that flash was needed from CBL. He flash
shortened
hooked
the
and hit it at
distance,
the worst
so...
point. Yeah. I mean, I think it's okay because you're happy to use your flash there, but I don't think it would have actually...
I think it makes the... It's not to land the Q, it's to shorten the animation, so there's no way, of flashing out of there.
Yeah, I think I agree. And we once again do have a Hex Flash, but it makes a little bit more sense on the Blitzcrank.
Yeah, we still don't know if we have another Hex Flash on Optimus' side. He's Inspiration secondary, so could definitely be.
If he is Corki Hex Flash, I'm not casting Flash anymore.
Uh-oh.
I swear to God.
Now I'm scared. He is Inspiration secondary. Oh no.
I'm really worried. That
Please never use Flash, Optimus. Please never use Flash.
Just don't use it, then I won't know. I don't get the Hex Flash obsession from Optimus. Also, this is a little bit interesting for Yejin, trying to steal away the Raptors, but having a little bit of trouble. But he gets them in the end, no worries. So he's a little bit ahead of Sorn, and he's even further ahead because he stole away the red. Needs to get out of here, though. He's on not very... Oh, no, he's EQ! He got interrupted! Tier 1 gets double buff. That looked a little bit weird.
It was nicely done. He had flash available. He was way too greedy. He had to flash there. No flash for Sorn. Maybe they would have still been able to chase him over the wall because of the double gap closers on the champions. But he had to flash there. Like, you can't rely on your EQ.
Yeah.
It's so easy to cancel for Sorn as well. It's not like that was... It looked very hype, and I reacted with a ooh, but it was not actually that hard to do for Sorn. You just wait for the EQ animation. Everything canceled that jump. It's very low priority. So, in the end, very easy for Sorn to lock down the enemy jungler, and then mid laner came and collected the double buff.
Yeah, absolutely, which is very, very good for him. This Silas mid, we did question it a little bit, but getting an early kill and double buffs definitely helps as he picks up the revolver.
Yep, going into the proto belt.
Proto belt, obviously.
High utility, high early spiking builds, or a lot of early spiking, I should say.
Yep.
Very
Also
good
gives him
early
way clear that he
skirmishing.
pretty desperately needs.
Yep, that's true as well. And bot lane is now in control of No Way on high again, even though they lost the first blood and were late to lane. Well, in the end, it's still Yuumi against Blitzcrank, and if the Blitzcrank does not land any grabs, Yuumi obviously has a lot more wave control and a lot more poke as well.
Yep, very, very true. And we did see a buy of a Slater just had a moment where he grew as a man. Slater went from a boy to a man. He bought a BF sword, and then he undid it and bought a pickaxe and a tier. But we'll come back to that because D1's just teleported into top. Stark is a little bit caught out here, but pops the ult. Buttlunt's way too low to come help, and Optimus has arrived as well. But like, if you're gonna walk forward, why do it right at the end when your mid lane has already gotten chunked? If you're gonna go forward, just go, son.
Yeah, he did flash available. I think he could have just flash W'd on top of Stark and killed him there.
Probably. And here it comes. Hook City has been flared. They're a little bit deep though. Is there gonna be a hook thrown?
I
No,
did
they
not expect
decide to
Swan
call
to
it
be
off.
there. They were very surprised. Everyone was very scared.
Yeah, they went over the wall and oh no, the jungler's here, but in the end they do manage to get away, get out scot-free. So Stark, hello? What are you doing? Stark, this is a lane swap.
Wait,
They're putting Stark into mid lane.
That's a little bit of a weird choice, as considering Stark had a great time up top.
Yeah, why?
I think
you were winning both lanes.
There's one reason to do this. Look at this little animation on top of Stark. It's the ult timer cooling off for DR1. And if he's now forced to play against Stark, he does not have an ult. So ult advantage for Stark, as there's still a long timer on the ult steal on the Aatrox. So that's probably why.
Oh my god,
wow.
Swan flashing forward here.
Yijin
This is super aggressive. But Yijin goes down. Super decisive play out of Sorn. Really, really well done.
Yeah, Sorn has impressed this game on this Sejuani. Already two very great Qs on top of Yijin. And once again, Yijin still on his flash and can't do anything with his flash. Sorn, with a lot of control in the jungle matchup, is ahead on the Sejuani in terms of levels. So even the next skirmish will be hard for Yijin, because there's still Sejuani ult.
This has not been a good tournament game. This has been a very, very average showing for the Prince. Sejuani looking like the much better jungler today. And gotta be honest, this mid lane Silas is looking pretty good.
Yeah, into Corki, it's an okay pick. Corki can't really punish him too much for the early lack of wave clear. And he has quite nice trades with his E magic shield into the Corki. If he's able to land the E, he can definitely look for burst trades.
It's true.
I don't think it's that great anymore as a mid laner, as we sadly experience a lot of lag. I'm very sorry, viewers. This is not on us. This is the official stream.
Yeah, this is the official stream. Sorry about this. This isn't on us. There's nothing we can do about this, I'm afraid.
A little bit of slideshow happening.
Yeah, this is a PowerPoint production.
Let's lean back a little bit, as we don't really see anything happening, and think about what both team comps will do in the later stages of the game.
Yeah, I think the scaling advantage is there for EVOS.
You think so?
I mean, Blitzcrank falls off. He always has explosive potential of a hook, but he's not a great late game support, while I think Yumi's a really good late game support.
But the enemy have double ADC.
That's true. At double ADC, though, I kind of didn't consider.
Wow.
Did the stream just crash for you?
Yes. It refreshed itself.
Again, really sorry, everyone. This is
not a great experience.
Really bad. No, I almost think the game, pause the game. It's tech issues, right?
Yeah, it does not look great. It's probably on the spectator client, so they don't want to pause the game.
Yeah, but
We
It's in
don't really know
studio
what's
though.
going on anymore, so let's talk about the team comps a little bit more. We have
Yeah.
EVOS with a very strong frontline setup, and they have very strong backline access as well. Against double ADC, that's usually very strong. Um, Now my stream is
Has
struggling.
your stream just dropped? Yeah,
Um,
there is something going very wrong
yeah,
at the
once again,
moment.
apologies. We can't really change a whole lot about this situation.
There's not really a lot we can do about this. There is really bad. Like, if you have a look at the chat, like the official, I don't speak Vietnamese, but I do speak. I can figure out when about 100 people just said the word lag at the same time. Figure out
Stark
what that
seems to be going
means.
down. We don't really know
Yep,
what happened,
Stark
but
is going
oh,
down.
maybe. Yeah, he saved
No, he's
himself
gone.
somehow. And now the result is channeled. We definitely see a very nice presentation of step-by-step League of Legends.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you ever want, this is like watching your replays back in like frame by frame.
Great.
This is really bad. It's really hard to talk
VCS.
about anything.
Yeah, EVOS gets a huge gold injection now on the top lane. They are, interestingly enough, still behind in gold. Stark has won his lane pretty considerably on the Aatrox against Renekton matchup. So once again, not the greatest showing for but one on the Renekton. As they get 4 platings in the top lane, so now equalized in gold. Oh, they actually get the first turret. That was surprising. Did not anticipate the first turret to go down there, but now EVOS with a little bit of a gold lead. 12 minutes in. Something is happening. We're not quite sure what it is.
It's gotten to the point where I actually just went and looked up the weather in Ho Chi Minh City, which is where they play. Apparently, it's a pretty nice day. So, not sure what's going on. No storm or anything.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this sorts stuff out.
Apparently, it's fine for the players to play, right? Oh, and
I mean, almost certainly. I mean,
it
they're on
seems
the
to be
land.
okay
They're in
again.
the landing.
Are we back?
Yeah, I think we're okay.
Wow, we can see CS being taken and
Have
not
we
just a minion dying for no reason.
Have we upgraded from a PowerPoint presentation to Windows Movie Maker? Let's hope.
It's step by step,
Can we
right?
stay? Yeah, exactly. Can we stay connected? That'd be really, really nice VCS. But it does actually look pretty good here. And start getting engaged on but one, trying to go for the trade there, but really
Yeah, you
just kind
can't
of
win trades
pinging off.
anymore. Look at the CS
Oh,
difference. Nope. The presentation starts again. The stream just restarted.
no. We've
Yeah,
got a lot
top
of viewers
lane
tonight.
has gone
Oh,
horribly
this is a
wrong
really
for EVOS. I'm not quite sure how bad one lost this top lane matchup this hard.
no. This
Didn't
is
even go
really
down
bad.
yet.
Tier one has TP'd in. Sorry, everyone. This is again. I just like to stress, this isn't us. We are. This is completely just there's something going on in the studio or with the internet connection coming out of the studio. Presumably, it's fine for players, or they would have paused. But
Yeah, and
I'm
we're
sorry,
back
there's
to a
nothing.
little
Yeah,
better
it looks
footage.
okay again. So let's hope it's everybody. Put your Bible. I don't know what emote looks like praying, something like that in chat. I don't know Twitch emotes. Put actually the one way to stop the lag is everyone hit the subscribe button.
Yeah,
Top left of your
definitely.
screen. There. That's how that works. I'm definitely telling the truth. If everyone subscribes, it should stop lagging.
Good idea. Oh, a very nice gank from Sorn.
Oh yes.
But nothing really
Oh.
happened. Oh, we see the gank again. Let's go again.
Oh, okay. We're just going back in time. Let's see again. Saw will come in here, throws out the ult, locks up Optimus, and he gets away. That was
So
actually really well played.
finally
And no, he
gank
doesn't get
sticks.
away, but finally gets a kill.
And Yijin threw
There
himself in
comes
there, but
with the ult. I don't know if he wants this though. He gets absolutely clocked. Stark is here, could potentially make something happen. Doesn't have the ult though, can't get the speed boost. And EVOS should be able to just fall away here. They have a Yuumi. They actually burnt the summoner heal there.
ooh, that grabber is very, very close to connecting. No way, would have been dead.
Ooh, wow. and potentially Yubi would have gone with him.
Yep,
Depending on
exactly.
quick reaction
Oh, the
times
ping.
were.
Oh no,
But one is
it's
behind enemy line.
very
He's
far
pinging
behind
himself.
enemy lines, so he's actually fine. He just pressed this B button and got out of there. But now at least a 3
Forget Solid
second
Snake, it's Solid
mountain break.
Crocodile. Yep.
Very
Overall,
interesting how this game played out. Top lane advantage of Stark, but they still tried to go for plays on the side of EVOS. They did not really succeed. Finally able to lock down 1 kill, but they overdived a lot in the mid lane. Very fortunate that no one got collapsed on quickly enough for Flash. So they still give up a Mountain Drake, and now double Mountain for Flash with a double ADC comp. This Baron is once again not a happy boy.
He's definitely lodged a complaint with Riot. Riot's come under a lot of fire recently for bullying in the workplace, and Baron's definitely a victim of that. That was really well played by Optimus. He's really unlucky that Butt was there.
Yeah, now look at it looked like the Legion would go down here actually, but one for some reason got out. Very fortunate on the turret shot not connecting there. He got the turret focus, but got out of there before the shot was fired. Very little window to get out of there. Small.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good blitzcrank hook
Now
there,
look at
but
this.
one.
Nowhere, I think, even stepped a little bit to the side. So maybe that was actually the difference between the bot lane going down and the bot lane being alive, which ended up being what happened there.
Yeah, very possibly. We might just have to resync my stream did. Just
17,
have a little bit of a
17
moment.
and 1, 2, 3.
Okay, I'm really far behind. I'm like 15 seconds behind you.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I'm just gonna try quickly resetting my stream, so
you get back to live.
I don't want to be that far. I don't want to be that far behind live. So.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate. Thorn once again on J4 hunt mission. While Stark is still dominating the side lane, almost 4 TCS up over the Renekton. So once again, not the greatest Renekton performance. We have seen 2 Renekton highly prioritized in the draft, and 2 times.
Heejin's in some trouble here, but what are you at? Sorry, let me see if
17, 37, 8, 9.
Okay, I need to completely reset Chrome then. Sorry about this, everyone. My stream doesn't want to be live.
Yeah.
Yulwei, I'm sure you can just carry the cast as you always do. Let's be real.
Thank you. No, but without the play-by-play, this will be a little bit of a snooze fest right now. But there's not a whole lot happening. But now Stark gets engaged on by Zorn, high-end Zorn on top of Stark. He gets stunned. Ooh, wow! How did the ult not hit Stark? Stark still goes down in the end. The CBL is already collapsed on by Dia 1. 2-4-0. EVOS once again the proactive team, but Dia 1 overdives. And now it's very low.
Okay, my stream just does not want to go live. This is so strange. I'm like a solid. I'm going more and more behind you every time I reload it. I'm like 30 seconds behind now.
Oh, really?
I'm really sorry about this, everyone. I just don't know what to do.
So I'll stop at 19 once we hit 19, and then we can.
I'm reloading it again.
Okay.
We may have to. I mean, maybe we just go a little bit behind live just for now, and we sort it out after this game. I'm really sorry. This is actually on me. I'm at 1840.
Okay, you're about 10 seconds behind. I think we can live with that. I'll stop at 19:00, and we'll just talk a little bit about the game.
Yep.
As it happens, we'll be 10 seconds behind live. But if you don't check the live stream,
yeah, exactly.
that will
Just
not
don't
matter too much.
Exactly, and we'll sort this out between games. 59-19.
Okay. Yeah, we are back in sync. Very sorry about this one. But the rest of the game should be
hopefully
a little bit of a clean
internet
affair on our side.
Yep, it's been a bit of a technical issue night so far, but some my fault, some not our fault. But regardless, we are back in game now, and EVOS really looking like they're going to carry this advantage. They do need to put the foot on the gas. We very briefly touched on who has the scaling advantage, and thinking about it for more than the 2 seconds I did, I do think it is Flash.
It's not a big advantage, though. I don't think scaling will actually matter that much.
Hook lands, Zorn locked up, has a cat with him, goes over the wall, and they do manage to get out, but
this is a very tanky boar with a cat.
Yeah.
So very hard to lock down. three people on one board, or two people, I should say, or one cat, and whatever
Yeah, I
Sejuani
mean,
is, actually.
really,
I have no idea.
Sejuani's just a person. Sejuani's just a person. Yeah, nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, but I
Her
think
her boar is
even though
named Bristles as well, so please respect the name.
I think EVOS definitely looks like the stronger team today. They are way more
Yeah,
proactive. They look for engages constantly. Son has been on top of his game both games in a row. Very good engages on the Sejuani. I think one of the better Sejuani performances we have seen from any player on the VCS.
yep.
So I really think
And his third Mountain Drake
yes.
spawning. EVOS should be the ones to pick it up, but they're a little bit worried that Flash might just take Baron, and that does look like what's going to be happening here. EVOS needs to hurry up here. This would be really bad. But look at the damage Optimus is putting out onto Sorn, making it so hard to contest. Baron down to 1400 health, and it goes
Ooh,
down.
Blitzcrank away.
Flash pick up a nice little Baron, but here comes Deal 1. He's got that crank ult. He can throw himself into the middle of the team and press that button, and there he does. Oh no! Flash, has it all gone wrong? No way gets over the wall.
2 for Baron
EVOS,
is
though,
still okay.
was
3 for
more.
Baron is a bad trade.
Yep, but they're on top of Optimus here. Can he get anything done? The stopwatch is used, gives Yumi time to heal him up. But one rolls back out. Deal1 here, though, should be able to get this Corky. He goes into the stopwatch. Deal1 goes down. Optimus finally dies, and now there's a TP
What a
coming in.
mess.
Oh my god, it's a mess. Slater has hit the W, could ult forward. Now, never mind, it's on cooldown.
Yeah, and
Oh
Stark does
my
not have
word.
ult or flash available, so you can't really do a whole lot. The TP was just there to save Slater.
So,
And I
how many
think
Baron buffs
overall,
did they away with? Two
they
or
have
three?
2 Barons. ADC and
That's not
top
good
laner,
enough.
which is okay. Good contribution.
I mean, those are the two best ones,
Yeah,
right?
now they
One
get
gets sideways
another Mountain Drake as well on top of that. So in the end, still a good trade for Flash. They equalized the gold lead a little bit. It was 3k in favor of EVOS early on. Now it's only 1.2k. Oh, EVOS looks for another fight around the dragon. Don't
Yep.
pick up the
No,
dragon.
Thorn couldn't quite steal it, and Flash should be able to get away pretty safely. But what can they do with this Baron buff now? We need to see them really using it. Otherwise, it is sort of just giving away 3 kills for nothing if you don't get anything with the Baron.
I mean, they got
But
shut
where
down
can
on
they do
300
it?
gold on everyone. I think it's still fine to not really press too much with this Baron. Because they got a lot of gold. They prolonged the game. Stark will just die.
Oh, yep, Stark's dead. See ya.
Oh, wow, the
Uh,
healing. The healing! Never mind me.
I don't think he's not dead. In fact, this has been completely turned around now. Slater gets a double. Aatrox. If you speak to Aatrox mains, I thought Aatrox was dead because he doesn't have a revive anymore. I thought he was dead. Dead champ?
Yeah, that champ, as you can clearly
Yeah, I mean,
see. Very weak,
Aatrox
very
is
dead champ.
terrible. I mean, he didn't even have a revive there. Like, what was he even going to do? Yeah,
Aatrox is a ridiculous champion. Every
He's
time I
cool.
get surprised by the healing. But did you see the 1Q landing on both of them, healing for 600?
That was
I mean,
absurd.
that was.
Uh,
I
I
think
mean,
there's no
Aatrox,
other champ in the game
Aatrox,
that can heal for 600 with one ability landing.
no. I don't think there is. It's pretty absurd. I mean, Aatrox did get a pretty significant lore nerf recently.
Really?
He,
What happened to him?
yeah, he got Pantheon's lore is he has Aatrox as a major feature. Pantheon cut his arm off.
Pantheon cut Aatrox's arm
Yep.
off.
Yeah.
That's not good for
Pantheon.
Aatrox.
Well, I mean, Pantheon was using like the aspect of war's weapons because Pantheon's the god, but the man that is Pantheon, when you look at him, that's Atreus. I really like his lore. I really like Sparta, that aesthetic, so I really like his new lore. I think the Pantheon rework, for the record, something maybe we can talk about if we get a really boring game. It's really fun. I think he looks really cool.
Absolutely. The oldest.
It's
The
so
old
much
is great.
better.
The old is great. I like the new
I
old.
legitimately think it's going to be a ridiculous playmaking tool. I think Riot's been nailing the reworks recently. Mordekaiser and Pantheon both Get
I've
a
heard very
big
differing
old thumbs up.
opinions on Mordekaiser. I know you like the Mordekaiser as a
I
full-team
like. I
Mordekaiser
mean,
main.
whether or not it's balanced or is the perfect champion, Thorn does get hooked in. A lot of damage coming in, and he's just gone instantly.
Flash ult,
Didn't look
this
very
time
big.
very successful for CBL, and now the game is completely turned. Flash is definitely in the driver's seat. Look at this: three Mountain Drakes, 2k gold lead, scaling ADCs, 4-0-1 later. CBL nailing the hooks finally, and Stark with the sideline advantage as he had all game. So
Yep.
this game might just end in the next few minutes, because usually Flash with an advantage in the mid game is very, very clean at closing out
As long
games,
as
very
it's
fast as well.
as long as
Fastest.
it's not game.
Sorry.
They don't. As long as it's not camp one.
Yeah, game one. They don't get a lead in game one, so point still
It's true.
stands.
They're just behind the whole game in game
Yeah.
ones. Yeah, but this is going to be pretty hard to lose here for Flash, I feel. You have an advantage with the double ADC comp. Corky should be finishing his second item soonish. And in fact, as I say it, there it is. There's the IE. That's another power spike for Mr. Corky.
I mean, Corki is still not that strong right now. If you look at his items, he glances
But it's
over to
still
Slater's item build and is very, very jealous.
I mean,
He has a lot
Slater
more
is
in
the big.
Slater's inventory.
Slater is definitely the big boy, but it's more like a bit even. If Slater gets mad focused, they still have Optimus.
Oh no! Look at Stark's build.
Oh no! Oh, what am I about to say? Oh,
He
no!
might be able to heal for 700 now with 1Q if he lands on 2 or 3
With
people.
Death Stare, he just doesn't die
No,
anymore.
he's impossible to kill right now. It's very hard. I mean, he doesn't
Also,
have a whole lot of MR, so maybe
I feel like a bit of a mistake. There's no grievous wounds.
it's more than a little bit of a mistake, in my opinion. Looking at the
That's
healing
an
last
enormous
time.
mistake. Yeah, I feel like an executioner's calling is like needed.
Especially when you're a Necton.
Really
your Necton is not really doing or contributing anything anymore.
No.
So just give him the executioner's calling, let him die in the backline, and at least deny the big healing reset team fight for Aatrox.
Exactly.
I
Not
think
a
you
good
need the
decision
aggressive
here.
items on
But
Zarya, so
doesn't look good on Renekton again.
yeah, if you look at stats, it looks okay, but no. This
Just
has not been a great Renekton game.
I mean, his stats when he went up against Rezo looked great as well. That was the worst Renekton performance I've ever seen.
It was still way better than Razor's performance in the game, which
God,
talks...
no question. But Rezo wasn't playing Renekton.
That's true.
So it's still the worst Renekton performance. Oh, that game.
If you're interested in learning about how to not manage top lane waves, go back and watch the clip on this channel. That was Razor facing off against but one. It's 5 minutes long, so
I'm not sure.
I'm
not sure I agree with saying that Razor's game was actually worse. I actually think But1's game was worse than that one.
No,
because he could have just won the game. He could have just said, "Hello, we win now," and instead he decided to just be like, "No, I don't feel like it." Stark now having to run away, but pops that ult for the speed boost, so he's out of there. And Baron started, but only J4 hitting it at the moment. He's actually taking a fair bit of damage. Optimus uses the package to buy some distance. That's a really big Yuumi ult, though. Oh, no, Flash, has it all gone wrong? No, it hasn't, because so far the only kill is going over to the Flash side. The W doesn't hit, so Slater can't go for any insane pop-off plays.
He's still on the hunt, though.
He's looking for it.
He wants the duel against No Way after being pretty much useless in game one.
Yeah.
This is a very dangerous Aatrox. I don't think you can 2v1 this Aatrox right now. Oh, they have Executioner's Calling, so I guess they can.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Lovely.
What was that?
Tried to
What? What did I just see?
I mean, it was a good play, except for but one problem. That it was being played by but one. I don't know. There was a joke there. It was I'm doing my best. I'm very tired.
Oh man, but one, why would you ever try this? Especially
That
with
was awful. Optimus is 1v2ing as well down in the bot lane. Doesn't
and
quite win it, but he was doing all right.
he had a GA available to him. Like,
Yeah,
why? I mean, I can kind of understand going for this play if you don't have GA, don't have anything to do on the map. But with GA, why would you give up your GA? You're now a super
he didn't give
squishy
it up though.
Renekton.
He didn't
He
give
will
it up
just
though.
die
He
on the
didn't
next
die.
one.
Oh, you mean but one? Sorry, I
Yeah,
thought you
but
meant
one, but
Optimus.
one.
Yeah, no, yeah. With but one, I don't know what he was. What was the play? You're not going to steal it. Like you're
He
not a
used his
jungler. You
flash,
don't
his
have
GA,
time.
and died, and did not get the seal. Great play, but
Yeah,
one. Great play.
He has not looked good on Renekton. Just pick something else. And oh, there he goes.
Yeah, that's
Speaking
what
of the devil, and
happens if you don't have GA
yeah, I mean
available.
they say speak of the devil and he'll come. Apparently, if you speak of but one, he will die.
That's
Uh,
harsh.
well, I mean, I've got a sample size of one. I have 100% correct rate.
Very
Just
convincing
like
argument. We can't really
that,
say
you
anything
can't
about
go
that.
against that.
Nope.
Slater taking so much damage. He's going to go down. No, he's not. Uses the ult to get out. Really good awareness out of him, and now it all turns. The worm has turned. EVOS is melting, and I think this might just be game two being picked up here for Flash. Blitzcrank wins. Blitzcrank 100% win rate. New
Yep.
OP.
That was a little bit of a strange game. A really big
That was
turning
a weird one.
point with the one bot lane engage, and the scaling kicked in for Flash, and then the game was just immediately over. It felt like it went from 0 to 100 for Flash very, very quickly. Corky for Optimus, we talked about him being better on control mages, and what a surprise, he goes back to Corky. It's a great game. Slater, even better performance, and I think Stark's Aatrox might be Ben worthy because he has not shown us a whole lot on any other champion, but his Aatrox has looked great. He's still sitting on 100% win rate now with 4 games played. Great performance for Flash from mid game
Absolutely.
onwards. The early game did still not look great.
Yeah, I will definitely agree with that. Overall, I think both teams didn't really execute that perfectly. Definitely worse out of EVOS, obviously, but I feel like Flash made some mistakes as well. I feel like they could have pressed
For sure.
advantages in a
The early game
much
did
better
not look
way.
great. I think EVOS looks like the better proactive team in the early game, especially. This was pretty much just EVOS messing up the game and Flash catching the throw because that was a
Yeah,
really big overextension from EVOS on multiple different plays. The mid lane dive looked pretty bad already. Then the bot lane dive came in. They were traded 0-4-2, and then the game went downhill. The top lane was a big problem. Ban the Aatrox. I think banning the Aatrox is probably the right choice. Yeah.
or pick it.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe first pick of the
don't.
Aatrox as well.
But yeah, don't let it go to the other side.
It's
I mean, we do have to decide an MVP. I think pretty easy, in my opinion. I think Slater. He had a really good game.
Yeah, it's probably Slater. He got a lot of kills from his team, but I don't really see anyone else who's deserving of MVP. Maybe Stark.
Maybe. I just think Slater had a few better plays. Overall, you know, wasn't exactly
Hmm.
the highest level game, and unfortunately, we did miss a little bit of the game as well as it went to slideshow, which is never fun.
Yeah, but it seems like it has stabilized itself a little bit
Yeah,
here. So
they fixed
hopefully we'll go back to smooth sailing and a very nice third game, which will be very important for both teams. If Flash wins this one, they are almost. I think they probably secure a playoff spot.
if
Have to
Flash
do the
wins.
math there, but
Yeah,
EVOS lost the first series already, so Flash would be 2-0 in head-to-head against EVOS. Um, 8-4 in terms of series. I think this should be enough to lock Flash into playoffs. So very
yeah,
important third game for Flash and super important game for EVOS as well, as they still try to get into playoffs.
absolutely. This is very, very important for EVOS if they can get over the line in game three.
So we'll lock it down for Slater. Stark had a very good game as well. Shout out to him. He impressed us on the Aatrox again. His only good champion so far, but if he's able to get the Aatrox again, maybe that's enough to get Flash this important victory. We'll be back in about 5 minutes, and don't be surprised if the stream goes black for a little bit because I have to reset the stream to get back to live to prevent lag happening in the third game. So bear with us here. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
G'day everybody, welcome back for Game 3 here of Team Flash taking on EVOS. It's a 1-1, though of course it is a Flash series, so it's basically 1-0, because the first game doesn't really count for Flash, they just always lose. Going into Game 3, what do we think we need to see here for EVOS to pick up this pretty crucial win for them?
Aatrox ban, Aatrox ban, Aatrox ban. And no Renekton for but one. I think top lane was a big problem last week. Yeah, last day.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. But one has not looked good on Renekton at all. It's looked really, really bad, and Stark has looked really, really good on Aatrox, picking up the official MVP.
And they really need to take a new photo, because
that's not a good photo of Stark.
And it's
that's a really bad photo.
So strange.
He looks so bored. Like, come on, man, crack a smile. Or at least, like, do an angry face or something. Like they try and make everyone look badass. That one's not great.
I mean, yeah. It's deserved. Oh, well. You had a very good game last game, but we gave it over to Slater. You had good team fights as well. I think but one, especially in the bot lane fight there, where he turned around with a 600 heal, played this out very well. I think it's a little bit unfair to give him MVP just for this one play, because it's pretty much the champion that did all the work there. He pressed his buttons and looked good, but in the end, it's still Aatrox healing for 600 health. It's not really Stark, but whatever. He had a good game, so I'm okay with the official broadcast giving it over to Stark in this game.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I still think Slater was actually MVP, but Stark definitely didn't play badly. You have to ban the Aatrox.
And no substitution for EVOS. Very interesting. They seem to be back to no way starting ADC. That being said, Divkit played a game last week. Seems like they are still kind of trying to find their best bot lane setup. New support has come in last week. High is back there. EVOS now is starting High every game, it seems. So Biop is benched.
Yeah, I mean, Biop wasn't great, so not overly surprised. Yeah. But here we go into this third and final champion select. Nico's gone. Is Aatrox going to be taken out? Yep, goodbye. The Darkin will not rise again.
Will we see another Rise ban for DR1?
Don't think you need to.
But there's a Poppy ban for but one.
We're sick.
What did you say? Sorry, come again.
I was responding to the chat. The amount of viewers is high because we're sick. We're the best.
Yeah.
That's why.
And this is a hype match as well. So even though the production right now is lacking a little bit, the match is still very interesting to see. So thank you all for joining us once again.
Yeah, absolutely. We're always happy to have you. And they do ban out that Rise.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. Oh, have we unsynced?
It seems like we are.
No.
That was a surprise for me. Interesting.
I'm gonna pause at 20 for EVOS.
Okay. For EVOS? Wait, what?
Yeah.
How far ahead are you?
Okay. I might be really far ahead. Oh no.
I'm 20. No. Okay.
Yeah,
that was interesting. How did that happen?
I don't know how. I went ahead. How did this happen?
Yeah, that's very surprising. But we'll have to see Stark on another carry this game, and usually we're not too keen on seeing him on full carry champs.
I mean, Camille can go mid. It's not really an Optimus champion, but Camille absolutely can go mid. And there was a Yasuo hover and a Gragas lock-in.
Would be a little bit weird to hover Yasuo, change over to Gragas, and then lock in Yasuo anyway.
Maybe, I mean, especially because it's Thorn. Like, what I hate is when you're picking two at the same time, and the top laner picks the jungle. Like, come on, just pick the Gragas yourself, Thorn. Then you don't have to swap.
I mean, it literally doesn't matter
Oh,
at all because they can
it
just swap again.
literally does not matter, like at all. But
But we'll
still,
have we'll get a Gragas Yasuo game in the third one, which is already very hype.
Ragawo boy, let's go. I'm
Year
so keen.
one
I love it.
has shown us a little bit of Yasuo already. Only one game though. I think he looked great on the Yasuo. It's a Tier 1 champ, in my opinion. He's very good on Camille, so should be good on the Yasuo as well. And into Azir. Easy kills, level 6, right? You just need to hit
Yeah,
the Gragas cask, and Azir is pretty much dead. There's not a whole lot you can do.
pretty much. Why does Optimus switch from Azir, from Corki to Azir?
That's a good question.
It's like Corki's not banned, and I feel like Corki does. Like, I don't think either of them did that well into Gragawo, but Corki does better.
That's a very good question. I think Azir has a little bit more range in lane to last it, and maybe he's a little
Maybe.
bit safer. His E is a little bit faster than Valkyrie, and has a shorter cooldown.
Yeah, but you don't get the package. Like, you can
You don't
time your
get the
package
package. That's a good point.
because package is fantastic for escaping, but like you do have to time it.
It's a
I don't
fascinating
know. It's a
choice.
bit of a weird one. Bit
Yeah,
of a strange one. Azir was banned in last game, so maybe he just prefers Azir. Maybe he just thinks Azir's better.
I mean, Corki is his most played champ, so that would be a little bit weird if he
It
preferred
would be.
Azir. Corki on 7 picks for him now, Azir on 5. Both.
Yeah, I'd love to go back and maybe look at the band. Maybe Azir was hitting the bench a little bit more. But regardless, it is going to be Azir in this game, and Vladimir for but one. I mean, at least it's not Renekton, right?
Very true.
At least that
Interesting
one's out of
ADC bans on Flash's side.
Yeah.
Forcing No Way to his Lucian. Most played champ for No Way, so you would
Yeah, I mean,
think
are
he
you really
wants to go for the
forcing
Lucian.
him to do it? Like, forced to comfort is a very interesting situation, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yumi is still open. Will Flash pick Yumi away? Yumi Kaiser
Not
decent,
great.
but
It's okay, yeah. But it's not particularly good, but ooh,
why?
the Scorpion. Why?
Yujin has played Skarner before, and weirdly enough against Gragas as well. Usually you'd say Gragas is a very good matchup into Skarner because he can disengage this Skarner. What are we actually? Wow, Flash, have you read the patch notes? What is this?
I'm gonna borrow a little tip that I learnt from the NALCS. Read the patch notes, Flash. Just read them. They're available online. You can just look them up.
What's going
Lux,
on?
Lux is really bad on 914. She's real
What's going
bad.
on with the coach from EVOS? He
He's
stormed over
really
to high
insane.
and was really, really concerned for some
Yeah,
reason.
maybe High like threatening to pick something in or something.
I
What was
have
going
no
on?
idea what was there. Well,
Like, boys, I'm locking in Teemo. I'm looking in Teemo. It's new Brack style. I'm going top Teemo.
he stormed over there and was like, "Whoa," whatever he said. I
What are
have no
you
idea.
doing?
But okay, interesting.
Interesting. I mean, even more interesting is that CBL is playing Lux on 914.
And into
What's
Yumi,
going
that
on,
was
boys?
not a great matchup on 913, and now it's even worse. You can't shield Yumi
It's
poke
awful.
anymore with the very heavily nerfed Lux shield.
Yeah, this is what's going on? I don't understand.
And you can't go
What
you can
happened?
go aftershock into Yumi, but it's not great. Usually we see Luxus go for Guardian into Yumi because you can't get the aftershock to trigger in
I
bot
think you
lane.
have to go Guardian, especially on 914, right? You have to be out of shield something.
Yeah, and this is dangerous. Gragas can just go down there, very easy dive setup on the Lux without aftershock, probably. She'll go down very, very quickly, so this is a dangerous draft for Flash. Mid lane looks. By the way, why is Skarner still
We
looking like a
we brought
basilisk
this
there?
up. We
It's
brought we
weird.
brought this up last time. Skarner's eyes on this client or the splash art they use is so intense.
Yeah, Skarner looks very
They're
dangerous here.
soul. Um,
Skarner into Yasuo Gragas. I really am not a fan of the Skarner pick. I don't really understand why VCS seems to think that Skarner is a good pick into Gragas. He is
Well,
not.
does BCS think that, or does Yejin think
Yeah,
that?
maybe it's just Yijin or the coaching stuff for Flash. But
Yeah, because I feel like the rest of the VCS don't know about Scar.
it's very hard to teamfight as Skarner into Gragas. It's really not easy.
Yeah.
Gragas can just ult or Q to slow you.
Who do you even hook? Who do you
Tier 1
Skarner on?
probably, right?
But are you ever gonna be get that chance?
I mean, he'll probably have to commit his ult, so you can wait until his ult is expired and then just hook him into your team. He's squishy.
Yes, but I'm not sure how good. I don't like the Skarner pick. Also worth noting, it is Aftershock Lux.
That's interesting. Usually I like
That
Aftershock
yeah,
Lux. I have to say, I'm a fan
into
of
Yubi.
still going Aftershock just for the late game. Because Guardian does not really do a whole lot in the early game. And
I mean, I
once,
don't know why you pick Lux support in
yeah,
general.
I agree with that. She got heavily nerfed, but wait, no, we did not complete his recall. Interesting. He
No,
wanted to recall.
I don't think he quite had time. And realizing that Slater had taken damage as well, they were basically going in on even footing anyway. So I guess he's okay with that.
By the way, if you ever in solo queue play against Yumi and you have not really had the best, you don't really know what Yumi does, never trade level 1 against Yumi. Yumi is insanely strong at level 1. You can't
Yep.
outtrade Yumi at level 1. It's almost impossible. Don't
You
don't go
can't
for the trades.
trade champions that have two abilities at
Yeah,
level 1.
right. I
Don't
mean,
do
his
it.
second ability is not a damage ability, so
Well, but it gives a shield, essentially, because the shield comes from the passive, I
yeah,
know,
that's true.
but it essentially gives the shield. But one gets chunked out there. This is the life of a Vladimir.
He has to be dangerous. He's down to 200 HP.
Yeah, a little bit.
Careful, I wanted to say. It's dangerous for him. I'm sorry.
He has to be dangerous.
He has to be dangerous.
I mean, he will be dangerous. He
He
has to
will
be dangerous
probably.
later in
He
the game.
has to be
It's all right,
dangerous.
man. Dude, English is hard.
Yeah,
Like,
indeed.
we can cast in German for a bit, so you look really good. um, I think we would lose our one appeal if we did that.
Probably.
Probably. But regardless, this is going to be a very harsh top lane. 4-1, he will likely lose by quite the margin because it's Vladimir.
And it's
That's
but
just
one.
kind of what Vlad does. I didn't want to say that, man.
I thought you wanted to say that because you hated on the guy a lot
Oh,
the
no.
last game.
Yeah, I did. And I think he deserved it. But I wasn't just going to break his legs straight out the gate, you know? I was going to let him fall over first. But yeah, I do agree. I don't think he's been very good. It's been a
Yeah,
little
Stark
bit of
needs
the.
to kind of think about what he's doing with the lane because right now he's pushing into the Vladimir, which is
Yeah.
I don't really like this because he gives up all the CS to the Vladimir. He could pressure the Vladimir if he were to freeze the lane, if he was to freeze, or maybe even just look for even lane state in the middle of the lane. Right now, he
Yep.
doesn't really get anything with
Nope.
pushing in the wave, especially as his jungler is not there either. So please, Stark, think about what you're doing. Adjust your wave manipulation a little bit.
So I just want to comment on something that's a very minor thing, but is something to pay attention to. Sorn just made a mistake. It's a minor mistake, but he took the Skarner Spire. There's no reason to do that, and he just gave himself away.
15 gold,
He
though.
just. Whoa! It's giving up your jungler's position. Whoa! Like, yeah, that was taking. Like, if you take the Skarner Spire in the river, okay,
Get
fine,
out,
because then you
CBL.
get
Get out. Get out, CBL.
Yeah, yeah, CBL, get me out. Nope.
What was
This is
that?
that was really bad.
Yeah. Flash
But yeah,
bomb
as I
for
was
the
saying,
Lux. So now she's even easier to gank. If Sorn is able to ever land the CC, they can burst her down even though she has Aftershock. Just don't let her trigger the Aftershock. Look at her HP total. It's sitting at 1,
no,
2, 3,
no,
4,
you just have
500 health. Not a whole lot to work with.
yeah. I mean, at level 6, just have Yasuo roam down. She just dies.
You
She
don't
just
even need
pops.
the Yasuo, to be honest.
No, but he gets the free kill, right?
That's true.
You want It's good to get him
And
down
it's
there.
more telegraphed as well, so the bot lane will probably be able to read the play. In that
Yeah,
case.
it's true.
It's still a very even game. 5 minutes in, we're sitting at 8,000 gold at both each team. So not a whole lot has happened. But one has stabilized top lane. Is even ahead in CS now.
That's not good.
That
How did he get
is.
ahead?
Oh no. The slideshow
Oh no. Oh no, are we doing a presentation again? I
oh,
don't want to hear
seems to be
about
stabilizing
timeshare. Oh,
itself a
okay.
little bit. So hopefully we don't have to experience another slideshow for 5 straight minutes. But that was a little bit annoying in the last game.
Just a little bit. Hopefully the studio has worked out what's going on. Because yeah, that wasn't very much fun.
Another little mistake, if we want to talk about jungle mistakes, there was absolutely no reason for Yijin to be top lane.
Nope.
He got a pink ward for his troubles, but please never come back to top lane. He will not be able to gank the Vladimir. Skarner literally can't do anything against Vladimir, so
Nope.
please
Vlad
don't.
just pulls,
Yeah,
leaves. No point being there. Just let Stark win the lane, which he does need to do for the record. He does actually need to win the lane. I don't know. We looked up there before, and there was a CS deficit to the Camille, which is bad.
and they will be even after the wave gets collected by But, because there's a whole wave pushing into him. Probably around 8, 9 CS, so almost even. If he gets all the CS, it's under turret, so Vladimir sometimes can struggle a little bit, but on level 6 he should be fine farming under turret.
Yeah.
Lost a few
Yeah.
of those, only at 47 now, so lost 3 or 4 CS there. Not the biggest deal.
Yeah. He'll be okay. He's okay coming out of lane a little bit behind. In fact, being this close at this point in the game, he's pretty happy, I feel.
He's very happy. Oh, I'll be interested in his item build if he wants to go for early armor itemization to be even stronger in the 1v1, or just completely disregard the matchup and go for full scaling. See Sorn. Ooh, really
He's
fancy his
lurking.
chances here.
Ooh, Optimus is going over. Optimus should be able to deny him, but you want to fight around this dragon. Sword goes in. There's a knockout there, but the Yasuo doesn't pull the trigger on the ult. I feel like he probably should have, because I think this is going to be 2 kills now. Picked up the flash.
Yeah, miscommunication between Sorn and DR1. Sorn used his flash to give DR1 the chance to ult. DR1 did not react, but will not be able to get even one plating. Here's a double kill for Stark. Very good start for Flash. They get the free dragon as well. 1k gold lead for top lane and lead for the whole map with the early Ocean Drake. Looking way better than the first 2 games in terms of early game for Flash.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking really good. Stark tries to interrupt the B there, but couldn't quite get there in time. Consolation prize. That is 1 turret plate taken in the bot lane for No Way and High. So that's a little bit of gold in their pocket. Not much, though.
No.
Yeah, that was a pretty disastrous play for EVOS. Hopefully we get a replay so we can see that miscommunication. But
They lose another plating in the top lane, maybe even 2 against the Camille. Let's look at this one again.
yeah,
Wow, very aggressively flashing in there from Sorn. I
what is
think the
that?
mistake is on Sorn's side, not on DR1's side here. I think this
I
was a
agree.
very on-the-fly adaptation from Sorn as he saw the dragon going down and he was already entering the pits, so he was probably thinking to himself, I'm dead anyway, so let's try to make the best out of it. Flashed over there.
Yep.
DR1 was not ready to react. Overzealous play from Sorn.
Yeah, I completely agree. And often we can judge how a Gragas Yasuo comp is going to do based on what happens around the first dragon, because that is a huge power spike. Like, you want to fight around first dragon with Gragas Yasuo typically. And that went really, really badly.
Yeah, he was not
So that
6
doesn't
yet,
go
so
well. Yeah, I mean, the Gragas wasn't. So
yeah,
that's a
exactly.
pretty bad time. Yeah. It's a very bad time. Hopefully it picks up here. We want to see the Gragas Yasuo succeed. It's a super hype comp. We're going to see what happens. Oh, Yumi ult is the pulled. is pulled out, and oh my god, Slater's just gone. No way gets Skarner altered up, flashes away just to make sure he's safe. That is one kill, pretty easily picked up. Yasuo ult is available, but he's gonna leave.
And Skarner
And
used his ult there, so Skarner's
yep.
literally useless, He can't do anything. Like, there's nothing Skarner can do in this situation. He can probably defend his Lux at least, because he's tanky enough and has a stun. But yeah,
Yep.
other than that, not a whole lot the Skarner can do. The ult did not do anything. Second Skarner ults, not doing a whole lot. It's not great for the Skarner. At least he got his kill with the first Skarner ult. And
Yeah,
gold back to
absolutely.
even. EVOS with a very nice proactive play. Once again, we see them going for the plays. They have been the more proactive team the whole series, so not surprising to see them go for more plays in the third game.
Yeah, exactly. We do want to see them keep that up, though. Try and maybe get ahead with this. Again, we're focusing a little bit on the Gragas Yasuo, but you sort of have to when it's picked up. It's meant to be the focal point of a draft, especially heading into the mid game. So we do want to see Sorn to continue to play around DR1. Hopefully, try and abuse this Azir a little bit. I do think if the cask lands, Azir just dies, right?
Yeah, most probably.
So,
Very unfortunate for them that the Gragas flash is down, because they would like to initiate the play with the Gragas E flash, then cask to knock him a little bit further away from his turret, and then follow up with the DR1 ult to secure the kill. Oh,
yeah,
what was that? No cannon for you.
no, that's an unforced error, to put it in tennis terms. Not great. Not a great look. But now, looking across the map, it is pretty even up there in that top lane. Like, it's 2 CS, and it's not like there's a big wave for the Camille to catch or anything. So that's actually going really, really well for EVOS. The fact that Vlad's coming out even in the top lane. And I mean, overall, it's pretty even except the bot lane. Whoa.
What was that?
Sorn? What happened, buddy?
What was that?
That was atrocious.
Why? Wow. Once again, not keeping track of the flash timer, it seems. Like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa. No way. Throws himself forward here. Really, really badly angled Yuumi ult. Slater uses that ult as well. Oh my god. He flashes in just to make sure he picks up. No way. Can he possibly get out here? He can. What? How are you alive? Oh no, he finally goes down. The TP comes out as well. Can they follow up on this? There's no Gragas ult to keep them locked up, but CBL should be going down any second, and he finally does. Yijin will as well. Oh my god.
Oh my.
What
is going
no!
on?
No!
I can't believe they watched this
How
play.
is Yijin not reacting?
What was that?
EVOS? And Slater's back now. Yijin might just throw his life away.
Oh, he's the Skarner on his Spire. He's very fast. So
two
for one special once again.
What is happening?
Oh, EVOS, what have you done?
Camille ult on Yuumi. EVOS, what have you done?
What was that? Oh my god. Another double kill for Stark. The game is over. The game is just over. What?
I'm gone. See you guys. I'm going to bed. Fuck this.
Wow.
What
was that?
EVOS.
I mean, I just wanted to praise them for committing to a play, even though they mechanically misplayed the play, the initial 3v2 situation, where No Way got completely wrecked from Slater's positioning, and Sorn didn't look great either. But then they teleported 2 more people in, or Yasuo walked on. So look at this again. The ult from Yuumi, not great. Now look at Slater. That was very nicely done from Slater, flashing in to get the last hit on No Way, even though his Lux still used her ult. So now DR1 and Vladimir come in. We'll see the worst tower dive of the century, probably. How does Yujin get the kill? So they secure the kill on CBL. turret focus on but one. Oh my god.
Why?
He dies to the slowest projectile in the game. And then they still try
That
to
was
chase for
approach.
kills for absolutely no reason.
This is approaching the
Oh my god.
renegades.
Oh no.
Renegade.
Son, why? Son, no.
Someone just leave.
Yeah, indeed. Oh,
Oh,
poor not CVL, High. Having to put up with
yeah,
Son's sins here.
he was just carried to his death there. Surprised how long it took Stark to kill him. Honestly.
Yeah, same.
Oh, Thorn wants this kill so badly. Just goodbye.
What was that? I like the new look from EVOS. Very proactive, looking for plays all the time, very aggressive as well. But
Uh,
it, quite frankly, was probably the worst tower dive I've seen all summer split. And we have seen some very interesting tower dives in the VCS.
we've seen some bad tower dives, but that takes the cake.
Yeah, I think so too. Wow.
That was
Just wow.
atrocious.
And
I
Son?
mean, EVOS just can't win now, right? That play just was botched so badly. They need so much to get back into this.
Yeah, they are playing against late game scaling Kaiser and Azir, already with 2 items secured, 4 Okamil in the side lane, so Vladimir will need a lot of time to outscale her.
Yep.
And I mean, Skana is just a tank. He does not really offer a whole lot in teamfights other than his ultimate,
Nah.
which should be easily denied by Storm, but so far he has not had the easiest of
I mean,
times.
his Thorn's casks, like, at this point, I'm expecting him to knock Skana, ulting someone
Interesting.
back
Yeah.
into, knock the Skana the way he wants to go. Right? That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, no
at this
way.
point.
Have a
Thorn's
Scorpion. I heard it's delicious.
Yeah, yeah, Scorpion's actually pretty good.
You've oh my god, Australian guy, I guess. You have eaten
No, I mean
scorpion?
I have
Seriously?
not more than once. I had it once when I was in South Africa. It was like a weird thing that was on a menu. It was pretty tasty.
What does it taste like?
It was like crunchy. I can't really describe it. It was like just like crunchy and nice. It had like a bunch of like spices and stuff on it. It was actually a thing. I don't know.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't order it again. Probably wouldn't order it again, but it wasn't terrible.
But now 2 kills back to EVOS for
Yep.
not a whole lot of
No
reasons.
reason whatsoever.
No.
Just Flash said, "Hey, you know that tower was just not really fair.
Yeah,
So we're going to give you
have
a
a shutdown. Have a shutdown. Here's Stark 4-0. Take him.
Yeah,
We
have a
don't need
massive
him.
shutdown."
I mean, they still got the top lane turret. It's overall still a very bad play for Flash. They gave up a lot of gold. Still 3k ahead though, with a better scaling comp. Probably. Yeah. I think the scale
Yeah,
is
they
on
have,
their side.
yeah, absolutely. Gragas Yasuo falls compared to Azir. Azir's a game champion.
Now look at this Yasuo. 0-2 and has to go for the Skarn attacks. QSS.
It's
This
like,
is not a
hey,
strong
8 more
Yasuo.
deaths. Eight more deaths, and he hits his ultimate form. He will be 0-10 Yasuo at that point, and he will carry the game.
For a team. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. He will carry Flash to victory.
CBL might just be dead.
CBL is just dead. Yeah.
Nope.
Almost. Oh, no, never mind. Gets over the wall. And here comes Yijin, absolutely being the speedy boy. Gotta love me some NASCAR Skarner.
Skarner is a lot of fun to play. I really like this champion.
Skarner's so much fun.
You feel so great.
He's a fast boy. Also, he's just a big scorpion.
Or a big,
scorpion.
how do you call the machine? The bulldozer thingy?
Yeah,
There's the bulldozer skin.
Yeah, that's good skin.
Yeah, it looks cool.
I still want them to give him like the barrel boss skin, but I just want him to be like a claw machine. You know, like that you get in like shitty arcades where you try and grab like little toys.
Wow! I now want this.
I want him to be one of those.
Such a great skin idea.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
That's been what I've been sitting on for a while. Oh hey, Shelly.
What's Shelly doing down there?
It was going to expire, so you may as well pop it out, right?
Of course.
But one gets engaged on here, but Stark might have bitten off a little bit more than he can chew. Can he clean up the Vlad? No, he can't. Down he goes. Sorn gets a kill. Stark,
Shelly's still on
come
the
on.
way.
Yeah, here we go. She's coming. There's actually
Sorn
no
is
one
not
here to
there.
beat her. Yeah, Baron is being started up here. Stark with the tactical int gave room for his team to start Baron, and this actually should be secured, but can they get out afterwards? D1 throws himself in, but he's got no one to really set him up. He's locked in the
Sorn, pick up your
Skarner roll,
cat.
and oh, it's all gone wrong. Sorn does pick the cat up, but that's another kill. That's 2 kills, and Baron picked up the flash.
Yeah, this is the Yasuo game you want to FFF15, where you really
She's gonna
don't
get
want
a
to play
charge.
after the early game.
You got a charge off.
Yeah, no one cared about Shelly.
Go, Shelly. Oh, Stark TP'd bot. He's going to try and get the kill on Sorn, but there's a lot of
he did
healing.
not get through the aggro, so this is very unfortunate for Sorn.
Yeah,
He'll
this
just
should
die.
be a kill. Yeah. Get the talent. He flashes out as well. Yejin's now here to help with No Way. Yejin, he's so low, but Stark throwing himself in, picks up the kill, and Yuumi going down as well, as is the Way of the Cat. And this could just be the end.
It's a little bit too
for
early.
Flash.
I think Sorn is almost back. Oh, maybe it's enough time.
No, 10 seconds.
Yeah, should
and
be
they've
enough,
got
especially
Baron.
considering Dia1 is literally useless right now. It's just like
And
he does
But1
not
has
do
just
anything.
hinted,
But one just
a little
ints.
bit. Yeah, But1 just full inted. That was really
the
bad.
damage on Dia1.
Oh, Stark. Absolutely cutting heads here. Ooh, they might back off now because their health bars are very low, but Flash
Black
definitely
Grandma coming in hot this game.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. This game has gone downhill very quickly for EVOS. They tried to look for aggressive plays. I like their new identity still. They definitely botched it this time around. The tower dive was not very great.
Yeah, I think that'll be going in the Hall of Shame that we've got growing.
That for sure was a Hall of Shame moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Bit unfortunate there for EVOS. It kind of really was a bit of a turning point. I feel like if that goes better, they're a lot more competitive in this game. But as it stands, it's an 11k gold lead. It's 4 Flash.
Yeah, this game, I mean, if we're being realistic, there's not a whole lot to think about anymore. There was a 1v3 casually from Stark, by the way.
Stark
he just killed one.
Stark is just casually 1v2ing and is going to pick up 2 kills and get his 3-for-1 delicious chicken flavored cat.
Look at this super strong Yasuo down the bot lane, struggling to kill.
Yasuo doing so well. Hits the Q. Doesn't even I haven't noticed a Yasuo this game.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not sure he used his ult yet. It's definitely not on cooldown right now. Oh, he just died to the Azir. Still on his ult, so didn't use the ult there. Yeah, Lux support still the strongest champ on the in the patch. Not the case, by the way. Not the case.
I actually want to go back and watch that game and see if Yasuo ulted.
I assume he ulted at least once in mid lane, no?
You would think so, but I genuinely don't.
I don't think we saw Yasuo ult on screen. Not sure. Maybe once.
That's not a good performance, is it?
That was not a great Yasuo Gragas game. I think it was more on Sorn this time than on Yasuo, because what can Yasuo really do when it's Gragas ints him constantly?
Yep, I do agree with that. But
and for some reason, Flash once again comes away with the victory after looking very, very shaky in game 1 and the first half of game 2 as well. In the end, they still win, and now they secured playoffs for themselves. So, good start for them to the week. And EVOS now on 5-6, still 2 games behind. They need Loki to lose against DBL, and they themselves need to win against Loki.
Yeah, but I think they can. They need to play better than they did today, but it's still doable.
Well, it looks very hard right now. They have 3 more series.
They can win the series. I don't know if they can make playoffs.
Yeah, playoffs is hard. Playoffs is really hard now. I mean, Loki could legitimately go 0-4 or even 1-3. So if EVOS is able to pick up three wins in the next three series,
Yeah,
there's still
maybe.
hope, but not a whole lot of hope.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the big thing that EVOS losers now, having lost today, is their future's not in their hands anymore. Because I feel like even if they win every series now, there are still results where they still don't make playoffs. Just if certain other teams win, which is not much fun for them.
Yeah.
Never good. But regardless, Flash picks up the win today. Definitely looked like the better team, at least in game 3. Uh, so GG to them. Looking, they really need to do something about their game ones.
Yeah, I mean,
Really
in
need
the
to.
end, it's still they will only play series from now on, so
Yeah,
I guess they're fine for the VCS at least. But coming Worlds or Worlds play-ins, that's the best of one format. So
exactly.
you need to be able to come in the first game and perform. You don't have the warm-up time anymore if you hit the international stage. So I mean,
Yep.
there's still more than a month of time if they happen to go to Worlds to fix the issues, but they need to work on their mentality coming into the series. And their pick and ban. Their pick and ban in game one is always atrocious.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely need to see that. I mean, also, we didn't really see too much 914 meta on display. Um, we didn't see any of the new picks really coming out. So
No, no
hopefully we see a
Kled,
bit more of those in
no
that second
Tristana.
series. I mean, if I reckon Gum might play Tristana, I can see that happening.
Yaya or Zero. Oh, this is such a Zeros champ.
I can see Zeros just ripping the
Zeros
Tristana.
Tristana top lane.
Oh,
Oh yeah, let's
Zeros
go.
Kled? Zeros Kled?
Kled is also a very Zeros champ.
Yeah.
Definitely. Just go in, charge in, and never look back. That's Zero's mentality. So Kled should fit him perfectly.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. But one thing we do have to deal with now is MVP for that final game.
hmm. Stark or Optimus, I think, are
Yeah.
my picks.
Yeah, it's definitely between those two. I think Stark made a couple pretty big blunders. But I
Did
still
he?
think in the end,
Oh yeah, you got
well, yeah,
caught on the side lanes. Yeah.
yeah, he inted a couple of times, but I still think he had the best. He just had a ridiculous impact, so I still am leaning towards Stark.
Yeah, we are
Optimus,
always a little bit reluctant to give it to the Azir player because he's just standing there using his auto attacks. Yay! Great game,
woo!
Optimus. Yeah, let's lock it down for Stark. He had a great game in game
Yeah,
two as well. So second MVP on our stream for Stark on
yeah,
the Camille. Looking ahead to Series 2, we'll hit a 30-minute break, and then Gum faces off against FTV. That should be an easy game, but considering they lost a game against Cerberus last week,
I
maybe
mean, this
we'll
is
get another
FTV,
very
right?
long series.
Every now and then FTV just randomly picks up wins, right? So who knows? I don't want to say it because apparently whenever I say it, this should be an easy win, it's always an upset. Yijin getting official MVP. He had a decent game. His ults were pretty clutch.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't think this is really warranted. I think he had two kills with the botch tower there from EVOS Society. Didn't really do a whole lot there. Just stood there and got the kills for some reason because
yeah,
EVOS inted into him. I mean, fair enough.
yeah,
309 is still a very good score on a tank champion that is playing frontline. So usually you see a lot of death on the tanks. So fair MVP. I still think Stark or Optimus had more game impact. And we'll hit a little bit of a pause. We'll see how long the pause will be. Probably 30 minutes before we enter the second series. Thank you all for watching and joining us for the first series. And we'll be back in 30 minutes with Gum against FTV.
yeah.